All right. I think that sizzle reel worked. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Hello. did, did you guys? I think you saw the sizzle reel. Let me make sure this is all. We're messing with stuff. What I realized was I should have started a little earlier. Let me make sure this is set to this, so now we can hear ourselves. We did. It worked. Wonderful. Okay. Okay. Well, hello. Hello. Holy cow. It worked. Yep. Saw it. Hey guys. Cool. 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 All right. Well, I'm messing around with chat. I think chat is right, but my box is wrong, and I'm gonna mess with that while Jared's playing. But yeah, welcome everybody that's here. I really appreciate it. This was Jared's messing with speakers. Oh, there we go. Okay. Um, Balls of Steel, Sterling. Yeah, Sterling, how you doing, man? Pinball Eddie, Fight Cave, Bill. Appreciate you guys. Travis, everybody. Andrew, Kaz. Always great seeing you, buddy. We are going to play some James Bond tonight. This is still 0.80 code. They haven't released any new code since then. This camera looks awful, but I was trying to set something up so that you could see the Spectre targets so that you can see how many you hit. So deal with it. So, I don't know. But welcome to YouTube. I am incredibly humbled that there were people. I understand Twitch right now is the place to be to watch pinball streaming. It's easy enough to go there and hit browse and go to pinball and just see who's streaming. And so the fact that we have 18 people here that purposely are here to watch us play pinball is awesome. I find that incredible. So super grateful for you guys. Yeah, we're here to do our normal thing, play pinball, talk pinball. I haven't played Bond since Expo. There are a few locations near me. Yeah, so it's pretty similar. The difference between 0.70 and 0.80 is a few more modes. So Jared's never played. He's going to be discovering the shots. I need to discover the shots all over again. We'll try to talk our way through what we're doing, why we're doing it. We really don't know why we're doing it, but we'll figure it out. Hardcore Pin, hey from the UK. It's 3 a.m., dude. JK and Joel, what is the code up to? 0.80, yep. And have you found your place yet? They have. They found a house. I think I'm helping them move part of their stuff on Saturday and then more of their stuff next week. And I think you're officially in like February 1st, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah. Dave, I'm here by accident and can't leave. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So,
sorry.
Yeah, how does Jared feel about the Magic Anniversary set?
Oh, gosh.
Well, we'll let him step up to the pin so he's right near the mic so he can tell you all of his feelings. I don't know what you're talking about, so it sounds exhilarating. Let me make sure. Yeah, I think you can hear. Does it okay? Do we hear? Do we sound okay? Here's the game audio. I'm telling you, man, YouTube is a whole new animal. Does everyone in your family's name start with a J? Yes. So, parents, Jim and Janet, and then Jared, Joel, Jenna is our sister. We had a dog named Jackie. So when I married my wife, Nicole, she was like, no J names. And I'm pretty sure his wife, Amy, no J names.
J names.
And then my sister went on to marry a guy named Jay. So Jay Josephson, of all things. I mean, it's just God. Okay. All right. Well, we can hear the music. You're going to hear a lot of that music. That is pretty much the only music that's in the game right now. But yeah, we're going to just flip around here. Yeah, Andrew, who's this? So, yeah. My name is Craig. Oh, Craig Bobby. How you doing, buddy? Yeah. When is Zach sending it? Dude, Zach has actually mentioned that a 60th might happen. If I get a 60th, so, by the way, Keith Elwin, makers of Godzilla.
I listened to your most recent
Oh, okay.
podcast.
So, $20,000 machine. Yeah.
$20,000 machine.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a friend whose names all begin with J. I don't know why that was. I don't know. But we are. We're all J's. It is what it is. All right. So, Jared, pay attention because I'm educating.
Okay. Someone got me all riled up already, bringing up Magic 30. So let's talk pinball.
I mean, if you need to talk about Magic 30 right now.
No, we'll talk about it. No, I've got lots of opinions.
Okay. I married Andrew. I married Marcy, and my brothers married Mary and Merritt. Wow. Okay. All right. So skill shots. There's 2 that I know of. Well, essentially 3. One is you plunge and you try to hit the lit light, and you don't flip. 2, you plunge and you do flip to get it to land on the right light. Or 3, you hold down the right flipper. It goes past the control gate, which is right there, comes around, and then you have roughly 5 seconds to hit it in the scoop under the car. So those are your skill shots. To start a villain mode, which is this ladder, it's the villain ramp. That ramp right there, the right ramp, you hit it 2 times. It's either 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times. 2 of my sisters married 2 brothers. They are sisters and sisters-in-law. That's weird. Yeah. Victor sponsored a pinball league. Oh yeah, Pinmonk. Shout out to Pinmonk. Awesome. You should hear my fast tongue is moving to dude. Yeah. Craig Bog does quite a Bond theme. Henchman, which is this ramp, you only have to hit it once. So just like if you plunge and just immediately hit the henchman ramp, you're in a mode. And so there's 6 henchman modes that are up there. The Bond women, they deal with playfield multipliers. They're not in the game. You can get them, but you can't use them. So as of right now, it's the idea there is like for every time you get a Bond woman, you have a 1x playfield multiplier, and then the action button would allow you to then start or like apply that multiplier. So theoretically, if you got all 7 women, you could then have a 7 times playfield multiplier, which is that insert, the 007 playfield multiplier. It's a cool concept because if you drain, you lose all your you lose them. You lose the women.
All right, let's.
So that's basically all you need to know. Modes.
Then Spectre does the thing.
Multi-ball. Basically, your multi-ball is there's 3 drop targets right there. You knock them down. You lock up the middle. You do 3 locks. You're in a mode, or you're in a multi-ball. And then the other multi-ball is jetpack multi-ball. The first thing you have to do is hit it in this scoop, and then you'll see these lights over here are lit, and then you hit that left orbit to a ramp 3 times.
Okay.
That's basically all you need to know about the game. So
Play pinball.
let's see how this works. And I'm starting strong. Oh, we definitely, yep. So that was me attempting that skill shot, and it didn't happen.
Shaking the gate.
And apparently my tilt bob is quite sensitive. This is a dangerous thing. Okay, yep, you're gonna see a lot of left out lane. A lot of left out lane.
Hey everybody. How are we doing today?
A lot of left out lane.
Let's try to hit a skill shot right now.
Hey, you did it. You did it. Craig, you're a legend, and you need to start. Yeah, Craig Bobby needs to do all the things. All the things. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Henchman. Too late.
I need to get that.
Try villain.
There it is.
You will see
There we
that
go.
my piranha fish get very
There
hungry.
we go.
They can strip a man to the bone in 30 seconds. An unknown Englishman was in your office the other day.
Correct, number 1.
Ah. Dang
Please
it.
stop.
I will
Shaking the
stop.
gate.
Q.
Do you know what gun this is?
All right, I think chat is. You can hear or you can see that. That's
Only
good.
one person we know uses this sort of gun.
Oh yeah, I could be like instructing you what to do, but you want to be hitting green lights.
Okay.
Bond is dead.
And so being that you, oh nice,
Rubbish.
being that you hit the that scoop, being that you hit the scoop, you see how those orbit lights are flashing. If you hit 3 shots to that,
That's the jetpack.
yeah, you'd be in jetpack multi-ball. All right,
Better ball one than him.
much better, much better. Yes, you can't use a Bond woman yet. No, all 7 women equals good times. Yes. I'd buy. I love it. I'd buy that for $1. Okay, great movie. They are. Yes. Joel, can I still come on through Discord or not when you stream? Yeah, we can try that.
To the Discord.
Let me do that.
Okay, so here's part 1 about Magic 30. All right, so Y'all complaining about a $20,000 pinball machine? Well, Wizards of the Coast was like, meh, let's do something stupid. So they reprinted the alpha and beta sets as proxy cards. Now proxy cards aren't tournament legal, and to buy a 4-pack of cards that are randomized is $1,000.
4-pack? Is that 4 cards?
No, so 15 cards in a pack, but normal rarity. So 1 rare, 3 uncommons, 11 commons, whatever. So to say that people were annoyed by this, yeah. So you may have heard of like a Black Lotus. Like this would be technically the like 3rd printing of Black Lotus, but it's a proxy card, so you can't play it ever in a tournament. So they're $1,000 pieces of paper, which you can very not legally, wink, 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 print your own cards sometimes. So not saying you should do that ever. Don't ever do that.
But
I've never done that.
But
Ever. But if you need playtest cards,
that's your option.
wink, Chinese companies, they're out there. And they're really good, actually. But I don't know nothing about this. So Wizards can't come after me. I don't own any.
All right, Craig, I think we're good. All right, we're complaining about I
the
know.
D&D stuff, you guys are getting hurt even more. I'm
Yeah.
like, welcome to our lives. Welcome to
D&D. Why?
Oh,
are we...
yeah. You want to
Oh, I'm curious. I used to play D&D.
we
but
got.
it's my turn.
Yes. Yeah.
What happened to
You're
you?
Player 1.
Oh,
I
thought
have 5 million points.
Yeah.
No.
Joel, question: how about you publish your podcast on multiple platforms? Kirkab. So probably gonna happen. It's probably gonna be on YouTube for video and on TPN for Triple Drain. Will be on both, and then the Flipping Out with Friends. We're thinking about also putting that on as podcast. So we'll see.
Join their Patreon. Chill.
Yeah. Chill. All right, what am I doing? I need to not let Jared win the first game.
Let
Want
Jared
to
win the
complete
first
the
game.
spectre targets.
And as I'm flailing around doing nothing of use. I want to shoot one shot. Nope, under there. Thank you.
Got
Okay.
it.
All right. And now I want to shoot my left orbit. Okay, go in there again. Nope.
Oh, you guys are allowed to complain about the price of the machine. That's fine. I'm just.
Well, the
Magic
problem
cards.
is
Magic cards are expensive. Too.
everybody loves Keith Elwin. Everybody loves Keith Owen. Are you going to steal Deadpool from Joel? It's right. He's about to live 8 minutes from me.
Yeah, so.
So he can get it whenever he wants.
But may it just disappear? I don't know.
All right.
Deadpool.
Patreon for Triple Drain. Yeah. Okay, this is a queue mode, so you can see all the queue targets are lit. And I did that. I did that instead. Sweet. How do you publish a podcast? Oh, to be honest, I don't really do anything with the podcast besides edit it and then give the file to Zach, and Zach puts it on TPN. So I don't know about that, but I do all the YouTube stuff. Okay, so you're in a henchman mode. Nice. So all yellow shots on the. There's 3 yellow shots. You see the shot between the ramps too.
Is that a shot up there too?
Yes. So that was one of them. Yeah, the left orbit is the funnest shot in the game, and it's freaking hard.
Tough.
If Joel loves you, Jared, he will give it to you so you can make room for new pins. Yes, that was the thought, okay? Now, they're moving it into a new house, and they haven't quite figured out their floor plan and where everything's going to go. So maybe once everything gets arranged, if I see a big opening that looks like a pinball machine would sit there really well, then we'll see what happens.
Hurry up.
I
Your
am.
time is running out.
Thanks, Q.
Oh, you went the wrong way.
I'll say.
Oh, you're good.
He blew a fuse. Man, Odd Job is one of the best characters ever.
I'm like, here I am just messing around with chat the whole time, or the.
My
It's got to look good. It's got to look good, and otherwise it bothers me.
What was that shot? Okay. Come on.
Hey Joel, can you hear me?
I
Whoa.
can.
Coming in hot.
Oh, I just realized, crap, that everybody's looking at my chat. I can't mess with chat while. Sorry, guys. Yes, I could hear you, Craig. Yeah.
Excellent. How's it going?
Good. Let me make sure everybody else can hear you. Go ahead and talk.
Testing.
Oh,
One,
yeah.
2, 3.
We are good. Joel, did you see Frisco stealing your gimmick last night? Went plenty of OBF. No, no, but I appreciate him. Yeah. The question is, if you do put one at Jared's, what's next? Dude, I can't even think about that. I'm so grateful to have. Well, okay. So, spoiler: TNA is actually leaving. It's a temp trade, though. It's a temporary trade. I know, Craig. It's a temporary trade with another guy in town for a Jurassic Park. So Jurassic Park Premium. So what's interesting is looking at the available games or the games that are coming out this year. The only one that really excites me, I mean, I have Godzilla, I have Deadpool, like, is Jurassic Park. I'm very curious if Jurassic Park is one of these games that I'm going to have kind of thing. So I'm excited. We're going to swap the games for like 2-3 months. So I'm excited about that, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Craig, this is my brother Jared. Jared, Craig, Bobby.
Hey, Jared, what up?
He's a Canadian. He's very friendly.
First of all, I'm glad to see that Joel hasn't gotten any better at pinball over the holidays. So that's good.
Thank you, Craig. Appreciate you being here as I trade away the ball. Thank you, man. Yeah.
Got the first game. He has a podcast.
Iron Maiden. So that's a good point, Sterling. To be honest, I think of my children, and I really think they're gonna flip out on the T-Rex. So, but my
It's
buddy,
pretty cool.
My buddy Ryan does have an Iron Maiden though, so maybe if he. Yeah.
Are you gonna end up with all Keith Owen games, Joel? I feel like that's where we're headed here with this.
I don't.
You know?
I mean,
I feel like that's where we're going.
I love Deadpool. Turtles, though. Jared. So now that Turtles is at my parents, and Jared's been staying at my parents until the house is done. You put up like a 20-something million point game on Turtles. Like,
yeah,
he's enjoying Turtles.
Turtles is. It's
a good game.
Yeah, it takes a little time to get used to all the rules and.
All right, we're logging in. That's why it didn't count. But, oh, by the way, look at the screen. Do you see there's a name, Big Jimmy? We made my dad a pinball or insider connected account so that when he plays, he can get those Chivos.
That's awesome.
Craig, you don't have? Yeah, yes. Craig. Well, you have Avengers and you have Godzilla, so
Godzilla, yeah.
You know, you're 2 away from having all the L1 games.
Yeah, I'm on that path. I was gonna buy a Jurassic Park until they released Godzilla, and then I was just like, well, this game's just the greatest. So what are you gonna do?
There's a lot of argument between the two. Some people still feel Jurassic Park is his best. I don't know. A lot of people think Iron Maiden is his best. I mean, I'm quite happy with Godzilla.
Yeah, I like the theme of those. I like the theme of Godzilla the best out of all of them, even versus Avengers. Probably Avengers is his weakest game if I'm being objective.
Wait, Avengers was an Owens?
Ellen, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That game's complicated.
Yeah, and it's oh yeah, it's complicated, all right, and it's hard as shit.
If Zach gets you a 60th, I know, I would love for him to give me a 60th. That would be awesome. Craig, if I get a 60th and I'm streaming it, you should just come spend a few days at the house.
There. Yeah.
It's sad,
I may camp out.
But I thought about that. I thought, like, if Zach actually let me borrow a 60th, I feel like there would be people that would want to visit. To come play it or stream it. Yeah.
Definitely.
It's a destination game, probably.
Yeah.
Destination to your basement.
Pinball Eddie, yeah, my 3-year-old started getting plastic dinosaurs, and I asked her if she wanted a dinosaur pinball. She said yes. Dude, so Godzilla, like, that was something I was fully not expecting, was how much my kids love it. Yeah. Like, they think it's awesome.
Oh, that's great.
All right, I want to actually do something in this game. But this game beats me up. Like, it's typically the outlanes. Maybe I should make it steeper. Get a little less horizontal action.
Now, is there a specific angle on a pinball machine?
6.5 degrees. So yes.
Okay. Nice.
All right, Q branch. Jurassic Park. I know. I don't think I'm gonna go wrong. I think it'll be fun. What scares me though is what if I like really, really like it? Because then what do I do?
Yeah.
Buy it.
Yeah, but where's it gonna go?
Selling TNA.
I can't I can't sell TNA. TNA.
That's where I'm at with. I'm at that with Avengers as well. I kind of haven't been playing it, and I keep thinking, it's a lot of money for just to be sitting. I should be
Yeah.
selling this thing.
Yeah.
But it's like selling your firstborn child. I can't kind of come to it, Although I've been tempted with my firstborn child to sell her because she's driving me crazy. But
Don't you? But that's what's cool, Craig. If you make a pinball friend in your area that you trust, just do a swapperoo.
yeah,
And then like, hey, it hasn't been in my house for 2 months and I haven't missed it,
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
like, let's just get rid of it.
no, you're right. I got to get more active on the buy-sell forums and just throw out some stuff to the universe and see what happens.
David Dennis isn't close to you, right?
No, unfortunately, he lives on the East Coast.
Oh.
So yeah, we're quite far apart. About a 3-hour plane ride.
What about like Mike, the pinballers?
Now he's much closer. He's about a 4-hour car ride.
Oh, so maybe
Yeah.
that would be. Maybe you could swap again with him, but they
Yeah.
obviously have Avengers.
Yep. And he's got a Rush Pro, and I kind of want
Whoa.
the premium. I think.
Yeah. Premium's
Um,
the way to go on Rush.
Yeah. So that's really the game I'm
Story
jonesing
mode.
for is the Rush Premium.
Or Hinchman.
L1.
But my score is bigger. Just
Yeah, I
point
know.
it.
I'm just. Hey. All right, Craig. Important question. How much is your life like the Trailer Park Boys, the greatest show to come out of Canada?
Sadly, not as exciting. I wish it
Oh.
was a little more like that.
Okay. You're not spending 6 months in jail in between
No,
seasons?
and
Okay.
those guys are really based on guys that live where David Dennis is actually.
Oh, that explains a lot.
More on what they call the Maritimes, which is the east coast of Canada,
Okay.
and it's based on folks that you might see out there that remind you of those people.
I mean,
Okay.
David Dennis
Lot-
alone, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at that guy. I mean, holy.
Yeah, I have to always, if I see Canadian, because it's easily one. I'm currently in the middle of my fourth rewatch of it. The show.
It's so good. Yeah, they're
I
so
love
good.
everything about it.
Yeah.
So,
So I just did a multi-ball and did nothing
Joel,
valuable
we're
with it.
talking about Trailer Park Boys. Okay. More
True.
important.
It's funny because whenever I visit the Maritimes, it's one of my favorite places in the world actually, because the people there, first of all, are so friendly, but there's a portion of the population out there which are basically stuck, I think, 30 years behind.
Yeah.
Everything from the cars they're driving, the fashion, the way they talk, everything.
Yeah.
It's so hilarious and endearing, once you spend time with them. And they're just the greatest. They're the greatest people in the world, the folks out there.
Letterkenny is better than Trailer Park Boys. Okay, so I don't know how
Yeah.
Craig feels about this, but
They're funny too. Yeah.
So here's my thing. I'm not a hockey person. I know.
Yeah.
I am Indiana, born and bred. We like basketball.
Basketball and football.
And we've learned how to enjoy football.
Yeah.
So Letterkenny's funny, but I don't get the hockey references at all.
Yeah.
And it's just, which is 50% of the show at least.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah.
I find Letterkenny very funny in small bursts, but I have a hard time watching it for long periods of time because I
Yes.
feel like the shtick kind of gets old fast. But in the Trailer Park Boys, I feel like they do a better job at keeping that running joke going longer, with
Yes.
better characters, and
Yeah.
I just find it funnier in general.
Well, and the characters change
Yeah.
when you're a psychopath and just watch, when you're on season 7 of, after a month, they do change. So it's interesting too. So you're on the west side of Canada.
I'm more what you would call, it's not quite central, but it's kind of like we're about 4 hours northeast of Detroit. If you looked at a map.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we're quite far south actually. When you look at the map, we're kind of, if you do a straight line across sort of like Alberta, like the west coast of Canada, you'd be shocked at how far south Ontario dips into the. It's looking like it's coming right down into the U.S. We're so far south.
Yeah. Well, and I'm such an Indiana kid that when I went to Detroit, I was looking across the river and I was like, wait a second, that's Canada. I'm that silly of it's like,
Yeah.
that's Canada right over there. Okay, I was just had to ask because there's a huge Magic scene in Vancouver, so I didn't know if you're anywhere near
Right.
that. So.
No, that's on the other side. So that's about a 5-hour plane ride from me.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's the West Coast.
Yeah.
Very cool out there, though.
Yes, I want to visit it really bad now.
I would think there's a big Magic scene in Toronto too, because I know trading cards and all that, comics, trading cards, all that stuff is huge in this city. So
Yeah, it's primarily one of the channels I enjoy the most. They're based out of Vancouver, so they've got. I don't know. We don't need to go into Magic talk right now, but yeah.
Sterling selling turtles. I saw him
no.
posted on Facebook, and it was a gut punch. But
oh wow.
yeah, Sterling, what are you replacing it with?
Why is my lock?
It's because it's lit. So on the premium version, there would be a diverter in the middle area, and then there's an extra wire form, and it kind of wraps around the rocket. So the ball actually physically goes up that and like stays.
Okay.
So that's indicating.
So
your
I
lock
am
is
locking.
locked. You are. If you hit the middle shot, it counts as a lock. There you go. So that is your second ball lock. You just started a henchman. So if you go up the middle again, you'll start a multi-ball during this
Multi-ball.
henchman.
Let's do it. Pinball's so nerve-wracking. So Craig, you want them competitive players?
No.
Okay.
No, I thought I might want to be I might want to explore that, and I didn't have what I would call a bad experience playing, but it is it's tough because you realize how in my case how shit you are when you start playing competitively.
Yep.
Watch
And
this,
I like to keep up
That's
the
what-
illusion like I actually know what I'm doing sometimes.
If your ball doesn't make it on this one, if it doesn't make it all
It's
the way
coming-
up
it's
there,
coming
you
back.
got to be ready for it.
Yeah.
Dennis Creasel is here, everybody. He's coming here.
Hello.
Yeah, he came here to notice the difference between Jared and my score. One being small and the other being
Dude,
Yeah.
Come on, figure it out.
Yeah, what are you
Figure
doing?
it out. That was larger. It was larger right there. Okay.
I won the first game though, so who cares?
Yeah.
We're 1-1.
All right, here we go again.
You're up.
Okay.
Yeah, so I haven't really latched on to the competitive scene at all, Jared, and nothing against it, and I'm fascinated by it, but I just there's a lot of skill there, and I realized quickly that number one, there's so many games to learn and get to know that in itself seems daunting to me.
Yeah.
To get good, and
Get good.
there's just so many guys that are so good and that just dominate these things, and I don't mind losing necessarily, but I'd like to be competitive, and when I walk
Yeah.
in and I feel like I'm like last all the time, it's like
Yes,
that's not a great feeling.
Well, when I did my little bit of that tournament at Cleepin, like I knew how to play 2 or 3 of the games, and then I had to step
Yeah.
up to games I didn't know, and I felt dumb, like asking Jeff
Yeah.
Teolis or Travis, like,
Yeah.
what do I do in this game? They're like, oh, you've never played high speed before? I mean, it's like I flipped around on it, but I don't know the thing that I need
haven't
to
gotten
do.
into it,
Yeah, yeah.
and these guys are like they know all the rules and they know all the little quirks on all these games. So even if you think, oh yeah, I can put up a decent score, you really don't, and you really can't. There is some chance to it, but there's so much skill to know kind of what to do. Certainly not as much as these modern games, but there's still, you got to know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
It's it's a fascinating world for me too, as coming from competitive cardboard nerd stuff.
Yeah.
See the-
No, and
it's a different. The skill is just amazing. So.
Yeah, it is amazing, and and everyone's very welcoming at these things too. Generally, like
yeah.
it's not like anyone's pushing you away and looking at you sideways like, why are you here? It's just that for me personally, when I'm playing, I'm like, at first you go in and you're like, it's gonna be water off a duck's back. I'm just here to have fun, no biggie. And then you get a few games in, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna beat this. I'm gonna go. and then like drain after drain, or even when you're having a good game and then someone beats you, you're like, God damn it, what do I have to do here? You know?
Yeah, it's like, whose fault is this? Oh, that's right, mine, and only mine.
That's right, the player.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's fun though. It is a fun time.
Yeah, no, it's
just-
fun. It is.
I'm gonna tilt this game.
The other part of it, again, not to be too down on it, but the other part that I was a little surprised about was what a time commitment it was. So I thought, oh, I'm just gonna go in. It'll be a couple hours, and then I'll get out. It's like a
It's all
4-hour
day.
minimum,
All
yeah, or
day.
longer, experience, and it's a lot. You get tired physically standing around. There's a lot of waiting. You're talking to people and meeting people and stuff like that, so that's good.
Yeah.
But it's not like Expo where everybody's kind of, there's a lot of focus going on in these things too. So it's not quite as loose and festival like, when
See,
you go to these things.
I feel like I would want to be like in a casual league. I feel like in a league
Yeah.
that's more chill. You understand you're playing once a week.
That's
and
right.
It's with your buddies, and you get to like that sounds
Yeah.
more appealing because to me it's like if I go to Expo, I want to talk to people and meet people and walk around the show. Like I don't want to
Yeah.
be just stuck in the tournament area the whole time at Expo. Now
Exactly.
with that said, my two pinball podcast co-hosts, Tom and Travis, they're flying right now to Indus to go play for a tournament for the next 4 days, and they couldn't be happier. So
Yeah.
Travis, I'm not very
Well,
good. I
they're
just
actually
enjoy the
good players.
competitive part. Well,
That's the difference.
yeah.
They're actually good.
But those guys, to be ranked where they are, to be a top 50 player, like the amount of traveling you're doing and the amount
Yeah.
of competing, I mean, it's almost
Well,
every week.
I'm
It's
sure
crazy.
Tom lives at District 82. Like he's like, you might as well just set
Yeah.
up shop there and rent a room.
I
or
would
something,
too
you know?
if you have that amazing place right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is TPF?
Texas
Texas
Pinball Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dennis
that's
is
in
saying
that's in April, I think. Yeah.
Dennis is saying, Craig, you got to go, and I agree, you got to go.
I'm gonna anchor Expo, and Dennis is gonna anchor TPF, and together we will conquer the world.
Well, I hope next year I can be at Expo, so we will see.
Yeah.
Expo Chicago.
Well, I booked
Yeah.
my hotel already, Joel, so I'm in.
Oh, did you get a queen bed so I can share?
I think I did. I
Oh,
think I
good.
did. So
I
I'll let
need
you
the
know.
warmth, Craig.
Yeah.
I don't. Ah, crap. I would not be able to do high tier competitive travel schedule without a career. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's crazy. It's real. Like, what's crazy to me though is Tom. He takes Neil. Neil's in high school. Like, the amount of weekends that Tom and Neil. I mean, it's awesome. In hindsight, like being a father, the amount of time that the two of them have been able to spend together in all these years, like that's awesome. But it's also like it's so often they're traveling. Dang it! Hey, you're good.
I had a good say. I'm back. It's fine. We're relaxed.
Well, and when Joel, I can't remember if I talked about this on our stream, but when we were at on your stream, but when we were at Expo, the thing that amazed me is, these big tournaments like Expo, TPF, all the ones that Tom goes at. I mean, these are not casual first-time tournaments. These are guys. This is really competitive stuff,
Yeah.
right? So everyone gets pretty, even though everyone's.
Ooh.
There's a lot of focus and a lot of tension sometimes, right? And these guys are competitors at heart, right?
Yeah,
So Tom's doing that in itself, and then he's trying to stream the whole thing.
Yeah,
So he's adding an extra level of,
$10 million every time, Jared.
technical issues and stress to the whole experience. The poor guy, God bless him, and he's running around, moving rigs, yelling at people to get out of his way, yelling at Escher to help him, yelling at his son to help him, yelling at Travis to stop laughing at him.
Well, I almost think if the streaming is it's almost like a good way to get out of your head, because
it can be. I can imagine.
You can have one bad ball and just be sitting there grinding on I should have done this, I should have done this.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, maybe.
But he's running around like a lunatic the whole
Oh,
time,
yeah.
right? That's what I noticed, and I'm like, wow. He's not only is he trying to compete at this thing and take it seriously, but he's trying to do this stream and show this to the community and whoever else wants to see it. And bravo to him for doing all that stuff. I didn't realize how, because you don't kind of understand it until you see it live and what he's trying to do. And
it's
the rig,
crazy.
the rigs that are built and how he moves them around, it's quite amazing. That he can do that. I almost feel like if someone came in with some serious dollars to bankroll the production of this thing, that there could be some, technical developments done on the rig itself and other stuff to make it like unbelievable,
Oh yeah, no, it would be. I mean, it would be awesome if some rich whatever decided like, and really invested in the tournament streaming and tried to make it, I don't know, worth more for people to travel or get into, or I don't.
Yeah,
okay,
or
so you want to
something.
hit the yellow shot? It's moving and it's moving very fast.
I know.
So you kind of there you go.
Yeah,
There you
like
go.
you remember that series from you remember that weekend sports series called Bowling for Dollars, Joel? Do you ever
Yes.
remember seeing that?
Yeah.
It could be,
It's
it could be like
grind.
pinball for dollars,
Yeah.
So like someone just follows these guys around at local tournaments and stuff, and they can win a few $100 for bowling a strike.
That would be cool. All right, what do we have? So Sterling, I can't wait for Texas. Will be my first. Dude, Texas is a blast. There's so many good people there. Dennis Griesel, streaming is harder than podcasting, 100%. And then Kirkhoff spooning, of course, yeah. And
Yes.
I mean, yeah. I don't think I'm even going to play in the tournament at Texas. I want to enjoy it. Yeah, I'm not. And I know, like, I think Travis said I don't know. One of them's like, I don't think I'm going to play. I just want to go and just socialize, that kind of thing.
Yeah, because Travis was at Expo too in Monica, and
Yeah.
we hardly saw those guys at all because the tournament really ropes you in and pins you down.
It's because they're just grinding
yeah.
away.
Yeah, and they're
get-
trying to be supportive of all their friends that play. They have a big social network in those tournaments too, but so it is kind of like you kind of can't do both. I don't think well.
Unless your social group is all tournament players. I
All
mean,
tournament players, right?
And
Yeah.
that's one thing that is cool. I've got to know some of the tournament players, even though I don't play. But it's like if I go to a show, I feel like I can walk into the tournament area and it's like, oh, there's Ray Day. Oh, there's, Levy.
Yeah.
Or like there are a lot of nice people
Yeah, they're just hanging
that
out.
are just chilling, waiting their turn.
Yep. It was fun just
Oh.
to hang out there and kind of take it all in. I was really surprised too, just as a spectator at Expo, how open everyone was about even being in that tournament area. Like I thought, oh, I can't even go in here because I'm not.
Oh, you got to be
registered.
quiet like a library or something.
Or you can't, or you have to be, you have to be registered for the
no.
tournament to be in the tournament area, and that's not the case. They're quite open. But think about that. There's not a lot of places that do that where you like could just walk in and watch.
As long as you
know?
don't walk up to a game and start playing it, you're good.
Yeah, or bugging people
So-
too much, right?
All right, so real quick, when we look at inserts on the playfield, extra ball, and then the high stakes, I know the mystery ward is lit when you spell bond, and you can change those with the flippers. Then you go in the scoop to get that. Henchman, that's the henchman ladder. There's the women ladder. There's the spectral gadgets, but Spectra gadgets. So to do that, you have to spell Spectre.
Spectre.
Spectre. You have to spell Spectre, which is 7 targets back there with the rocket. And then you have to hit this gold bars target. And there's 6 of those. I know with the 3 shots over there, that's obviously to get your multi-ball going. But there's 3 inserts here. And I don't think they do anything yet. Because if you do all 3, I don't see anything happen. So I don't know what those are going to be, but I thought about designing a frame around aluminum that would have all kinds of adjustments. Yeah, it's that's the Carl D'Angelo rig is all metal, and that's what Tom's is based out of. Mine's wood, 2x4s.
2x4s.
All right, so 3 shots to the right ramp. It's kind of hard to get a villain mode going, to be honest.
Start multi-ball because it cancels it out.
Joel has the backwoods version of Tom's
You?
rig, basically, is what you're saying.
Yes, no.
The
I do,
Home Depot
100%.
version. You have the Home
Uh-huh.
Depot.
No, this is all Foundwood, man. We're not spending money to build this thing.
100%. This is the cheap. Like, I think I have $10 worth of wood compared to $300 worth of, extruded
Yeah,
aluminum.
aluminum and yeah.
No, if you want to change your villain, it's one of the pop bumpers, and if you want to change your henchman, it's the other pop bumper. So, like, if you don't want to play that one, that's where you get back there.
Reclaimed wood, yes. Here in the Midwest, we call it dumpster diving. It's a lost art among the children.
Lost art. We refinished our basement growing up, and there was a neighborhood that was going in right next door, and so my dad and I, it was like weekly, would just go to the dumpsters and just pull out wood.
Yeah, I was never there too.
Oh yeah. But it was just pulling out wood.
You're too busy playing Magic, Jared.
Nope, Magic's actually a newer problem. So
Dennis, that's actually a really good point. Good thing those pops aren't synced. So on the premium and LE, the two pops are wired together, so one fires, the other fires.
wow.
I wonder if it still has two switches, so it figures out which pop is fired. I don't know.
I'm gonna drain this ball when it comes down because I just watched it for too long. There we go. All right.
I think you had your ball save on.
What?
I think you had ball save on still.
What?
I do
So-
like that left spinner sound. That's got a great sound effect.
The diamond.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. Playing this game is a challenge. Not only is it a hard layout, in my opinion, but right now there's no progression. Like if I beat 3 henchmen, nothing happens. If I beat 6, nothing happens. If I beat there's no progression right now. So it's kind of just like, is there a particular mode you really want to do? Because you could grind away and try to get to it.
We haven't had issues. I'm sorry. The hat will go backwards.
Take off, yeah, Jared. The hat cam.
Hat cam.
Hat
Sorry.
All right, there we go. Oh, I thought that was it. See, that to me should be a should be a skill shot. Like if you plunge and your very first shot goes up the right ramp, like it should just automatically start the mode for you, in my opinion. But who am I to code a game, right? Totally missed it.
Code's hard.
Code is hard. Okay, so Q, here's the deal. Like, if I accidentally start a multi-ball right now, my Q mode is over. So, if I shoot up the middle, that'll lock a ball. And I don't know which lock that is, but if I do that again, what does that say? 1. So, I looked up. But if I hit up the middle 2 more times, it would start that multi-ball, and it would kill that mode.
Okay, so Balls of Steel brings up. So these home pins, pretty cool. I mean, have you ever played a home pin?
Yes. So they're slightly smaller. My one complaint with the home pin is the lockdown bar. It's not metal. It's like metal and then a plastic cap. So right where your hands touch, it's like on the seam of a plastic and metal seam. I find it very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But they should, like, Jack Danger's Jurassic Park shot really well. You just got 20 million points from Super Pops. So you just surpassed me with 20 million points because that ball was stuck up there that long.
That was cool sound effects up there for
Yeah,
that.
what can I say? I'm really good.
There are some people that say, and the side rails are plastic, yeah. There are some people that
Nice,
feel
Jared.
like that's the best scoring strategy right now, is literally just keep feeding pops. Alright, so green shots, yep. And then they
Nice.
flash, and if you hit another one, it's like worth more, I think. The game is all about the pops right now. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
And this is even more code than we were at Expo. When we were at Expo, it was really bare bones.
Yeah,
Like,
so he's back in the
not-
pops.
none of these, or like very few of these movie clips were even at Expo.
Please stop shaking the gate.
They've added, yes, the movie clips don't show up though unless you're in a mode. So they've definitely added more modes.
Yeah.
Is on.
See, here's the thing though. I'm a sucker for the movie clips. Like, they're so cool. That it's Bond, classic Bond clips. So, and they play the long versions of it. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely has that retro feel about it. There's no doubt. They've done a good job at pulling that through.
Holy crap. That was awful. Yeah, you beat me on this one. Needs more songs. It does. Apparently there's going to be like 10 songs or 11. There's some good points on the Geiger counter Kuma. I've heard about that. I need to, like, if you focus on that, yeah. I think my highest game was that. Like, I completed a villain and I did well in Geiger. But, like, multi-ball really doesn't have anything right now. like mode, like point wise.
Come on. Okay. No. Come on.
Oh man.
What am I doing? I am bad at pinball.
I think there's a market for manufacturing streaming rigs. Potentially. I mean, there are definitely people that stream that have no ability to build anything. So if they could just buy it, they would.
That was some slight shade at some people right there, Joel.
No, I don't mean like Travis. Like Travis bought the whole rig and then he had his wife Monica build it because he's incapable of doing anything.
No, but there's.
He just, we joke around. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're redoing The Office." We're like, "Monica's redoing The Office." Then he sends us a picture of him holding like a scotch and Monica's painting in the background. He's like, "Yep."
Like it.
Yeah. I
That
saw
poor
Jack's
woman.
stream and someone said it's like the Find Bart mode. Yes. So the Geiger counter, you hit a shot, and then the Geiger is supposed to like tell you on screen with sound like which direction the final shot is, and then when you hit it, the mode's over. So
That's pretty cool.
it is, but I haven't figured out what it's telling me yet. Like I can't. I've gotten in the mode and I don't know where it's telling me to shoot. So maybe we can get into it. So that's a Q mode. I don't know how to change Q modes. When was the last update? December 22nd. I checked right before the stream to make sure there wasn't another one. Tommy, if you're in San Diego, I'll sell you my rig. Tommy, you're selling your rig? Wait. What are you talking about?
Stop the presses. Stop the presses.
What are you talking about, Tommy? Someone established a streaming rig building business. Just send Joel one, and he'll bring it up all the time. Dennis thinks I shill. He thinks I shill a little bit too much. I think.
No.
Just to
we
test
don't.
it. Just to test it.
Boom.
Yeah. We don't.
I want to test. Like there are things that I've tested and I liked, so I tell people.
There's no shelling here. We're not getting
How
T-shirts
co-
made.
How come the metal flippers are not on this game? What's going on
That's a
here?
good question.
I've
I
been
have
wondering
them.
that too.
I have them. My thought was I want to stream it once or twice with the real flippers just to get a feel of it, and then put the metal flippers on
So are you
it.
saying metal flippers aren't real? Whoa, hot take. Hot take, everybody.
Wait,
Joel has a hot
it's not
take.
the original one. Tommy, not throwing in the towel. Thank God. Thank God, Tommy. All right. By the way, this is a heat-sensitive shirt,
Jeez, I can see that.
so I mean I'm hot.
Getting
still.
hot.
But
Getting hot.
purple's when it's cool, and then when you touch it, it turns pink. So like, check out the pits. Pits are pink as can be.
Wow.
That's what people are here for, yeah. So what are the advantages of the metal? I mean, maybe the metal flippers would be, maybe that's what I need at this point, is to hit some of these shots. They're much more accurate. They feel more accurate. Jared, the metal flippers are on turtles, and you're a fan.
I love the metal flippers. As the most non-pinball person, metal flippers are awesome.
The biggest complaint with the metal flippers is people are like, oh, it's harder to live catch. It's like, I get that, but I don't live catch at all, and neither does Jared, so...
Well, I actually live catched one time today on turtles on accident. And I was like, oh, that's what that is. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, good, cool. Figure that one out.
Ugh. I need to start a villain. Okay, never mind. I need to start that. No, training wheels. God, Dennis, you have the best emotes. Like, how do you find these?
I have no skills, so it doesn't bother me.
Yes, Mr. Pinside.
Definition of everything.
Yeah.
Joel Engelberg, and then he brings this idiot on. Yeah.
I'm not offended because I'm not good at it. Yeah. Start learning to live catch. I know it's a skill I need to get into. Tommy, I'm not a metal flipper believer. I saw George go through all the effort to make. So George is the perfect example. George is a really good player. He has a lot of skill with plastic flippers, and in my opinion, I think there are games like Deadpool. Deadpool, I don't think had to have the metal flippers. It didn't improve the game. Now I feel like the shots are more accurate, but like to me, Turtles is a completely different game with the metal flippers.
Yeah.
And that to me is like I want to be able to hit shots I wasn't being able to hit before. But I understand that's what George's biggest frustration is, the live catching and everything. It's just totally different than what he's used to. It's awesome. Learn to live catch. I know it's a skill I need to learn. It's like, bap. That was exactly how you do a live catch right there.
I think you need to hit the pinball machine harder.
God, stop. This tilt bob it's in the game. Greg, do you know how to live catch? Are we the only
Yes.
the idiots here? Don't say
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Don't say yes with confidence.
No, I use it all the time. It's
I was looking for support, Craig.
no, it took me a while to get it, but I got
Yes.
it. I got it.
All
I
right.
finally got it.
I'm in
So,
trouble.
I can do it probably, you know, it depends on the game I'm having. When the ball's really whipping around, it becomes harder, obviously, just to catch it. But yeah, I'm getting pretty good at doing live catches.
I'm decent at draining down the middle. I'm
Yes.
decent at like doing dead bounces and projecting where the ball is going to bounce. I'm pretty good at that, but I really need to just focus on practicing it. I want to try
Yeah,
but I feel like
It's just about timing. That's all it is, Joel. Is
Yeah.
you gotta get hit the button just a split second before you think you need to, and then you stop the ball.
It just pop. What about
Yeah.
I'm a pro at drains down the middle. Exactly. Yeah. Tex, you know. What about drop catches? Like drop catches to me are like terrifying. Like you're purposely killing the momentum of the ball, but you're
So
also...
that's maybe I'm confusing a dead.
Okay, so a live catch is your flipper's down here, the ball's coming down, and you hit it just right, and the ball literally stops. It just stops.
Right. Yes.
Live catch, boom. A drop catch
Yes.
is you have the ball up, you let the ball, like you literally drop the flipper as you're doing that, and it like absorbs momentum, and then you can normally it'll bounce over gently, so it's like
I see,
you just like
yes.
completely kill the momentum of the ball.
Yes.
And-
So
Nah, I can't. It's terrifying to me. So
I
here's
guess
a live
the one
catch
I
right here.
do.
Bah! See, killed it, nailed it.
Q branch is lit.
So
did.
I do the one where the ball's coming down and I stop it dead on the flipper.
Which is amazing. Like, what an awesome feeling when you hit that, you know? Q's ring. I'm sick of Q's ring. It depends on the angle the ball is coming. Yes, so
Yeah,
drop
exactly.
catch, you want to do... you can't live catch a ball that's coming drastically at an angle. Like, it has to be...
Yeah.
Like, if you're going around in orbit and the ball's coming down, you could live catch here. But if it's coming from this way, you can't. But you could drop catch it and kill the momentum of the ball.
Yes. And sometimes, you know, when you're trying to do a live catch, you end up doing a drop catch just because you're slightly off in your thing.
Oh, yeah. Or you just
So you
flip the ball.
you do it inadvertently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just one of those skills that I need to practice, you know? But practice?
Practice? We talking about practice? Practice? I want to slap her like Connery every time. Yeah, Sean Connery is interesting guy.
He's a dude.
He's a dude. He's old school.
So I just
So-
started multi-ball, and it just killed my Q mode. That's what I was...
Here's something to talk about Bond and the 60th anniversary that I can't understand,
Alright.
and I didn't really think about it until recently. So that spinning disc with the top hat on it,
Yeah.
I don't get where a top hat comes into James Bond. Like,
Odd job.
Is it?
Odd job.
Oh, for God's sake.
Odd job throws his hat. That's his thing.
So
Okay.
with
See, I'm
it-
not a Bond guy, so.
Yeah, and Odd Job's kind of probably it's definitely the most recognizable bad guy of the Sean Connery movies. So
Okay.
it makes sense. I mean, I don't think you could put a spinning gun there.
Right. Yeah. That's what I actually thought that too. I'm like, what about a spinning gun? And I'm like,
It's like, no,
maybe
gun
not.
safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't point it. There's a ball stuck up there.
But they could have had like
Oh.
a spinning Austin Martin, I guess. In
They
theory,
could
have.
like, you know.
But then Austin Martin would be like, I don't want our car to look like it's uncontrollable, you know? 36 million, Jared. Good luck, bud.
Yeah, no, Odd Job is definitely the like
Player 2, you're up.
of that
Jaws.
era.
So that's the thing.
Okay.
Oh, Jaws.
And he's not in this because he's not a Sean Connery villain.
Yes, no,
Jaws.
Jaws
but he
is
is.
like-
Yeah.
Jaws is on the 60th. Hot Job's no pussy galore, but it's very true. Hi, Mr.
Oh.
Q. We should just make that a joke at this point.
Yeah, they should just had like, you know, this laughing silver teeth that were on the playfield
Yes.
somewhere. You have to shoot the ball into Jaws' mouth or something like that, you know? Like the T-Rex.
Bring it
Oh
back.
yeah, he opens. So you have some huge guy's face on the playfield. Is what you're saying?
Exactly.
And they have to shoot into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please stop.
Oh, did you see that save, Joel?
Shaking the
I'm
game.
so good at pinball. Nope. All right.
I think it's.
Dang it! Ah.
Tiltorama.
Oh, you tilted?
Yes. Well, I had a tilt
Bummer,
to
bro.
save.
That's exactly right, Dennis.
Repurpose the chattering teeth. Yeah. So take the Groot head from Guardians of the Galaxy, and just have it be the Jaws dude's head.
Oh,
Now you know
Guardians
Jaws.
was fun.
Guardians was fun.
I miss Guardians.
Guardians would be a game I would happily take back now that I'm a better player. But I mean, it was like the first game that I had. It was the first LCD screen game that I had.
I do think it'd be interesting to get the what was that, Hobbit Middle Earth one?
Yes.
Now that
Get it, Hobbit back.
now that we,
All right, ready for this live catch? Boom! Oh, that kind of happened. That kind of happened.
There you go. He can do it. He's got skills he doesn't even
Hey,
realize.
skill shot. Got the Groot. Not the Groot. What are we saying? Not the Groot head on your modern game, you plebe. Yeah. No, Groot. Yeah.
Class of 1812.
Oh,
Is that
I
a
know.
pinball?
Yeah, that's an old
Now,
game.
is Class of 1812 as good as the greatest pinball machine of all time?
Avatar.
Big guns.
My brother-in-law Chris, the first pinball machine I ever owned was Avatar. And so Chris, anytime I'm asking, I'm like, dude, what do you think? What do you I get a brand new game I'm super excited about. Dude, what do you think about Godzilla? He's like, this game's pretty good. I mean, it's no Avatar. Like, he always says, even though he doesn't, yeah. You guys tried Rush. Yes, I had Rush for a little while. And it was a good game. It
And
kicked
I
my
somehow he let it go. I have no idea why
butt.
he
It
let
kicked,
that
well, I
game
didn't
go.
own it, Craig, so that was one
I
reason
know.
why I let it
But
go.
still.
But Craig, you said you didn't own a Rush. I thought as a Canadian, you're
I
morally
it's-
obligated.
It is a travesty that I actually don't have a Rush right now. It's I'm defying laws of the universe by not having
Yes,
one.
it's the.
But it's just he had you haven't had an opportunity. Like, you ordered one.
I'm just
but-
not in the mood, Joel. I'm not in
Oh,
the mood
so
right
you were in the mood. That was the one that you weren't in the mood. So,
No, no. The mood one was Godzilla, and I actually passed on a Godzilla over.
this guy.
I think it was early in the summer,
Yeah.
and then I ended up getting it later in the summer.
They were like,
but-
"Hey, Craig, I got your Godzilla," and he goes,
He's like-
I'm just not in the mood to have it." That's what he told the guy. We heard this, and we haven't let him live it down yet.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm like,
rush
then I go,
I don't rush if I could change the music. That is disrespectful to Canada, to all
what
of
the
Canada.
hell? Who
I-
said that?
I
Ozone
don't-
75.
Ozone, how do we ban him? No.
No,
I was
no.
never.
Exactly.
I was never a Rush fan at all. But when you're playing the games, there's something about some of those rock pins that
Okay, so
really
It
get you
is
going.
awesome.
so Craig, I will defend. In America, Rush is not.
It's not every third song
Yeah,
played on the
yeah,
radio.
so-
Like you,
We're
Right,
not-
I know.
We're not born and bred into it. You have to kind of find.
Yeah.
it.
Well, we in Canada, we go from Rush to the Tragically Hip. Then we throw in a little Bryan Adams, and then when we want to get romantic, we put on some Celine Dion. You know, so
No,
Correct.
those are some bangers. I mean,
some bangers. Celine Dion, you know.
oh, and then Nickelback. We got to
Yeah.
get into Nickelback
Oh,
too.
yeah.
We love the Nickelback.
How do you describe Celine Dion in one word? Banger.
Banger.
That's right.
just think about her career, man.
I know.
mean, she's,
I'm not saying she's not talented, but banger is probably not the word.
a bang. I mean,
Oh, Shania.
Oh,
Don't forget
Shania, of course.
twice.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
big country
Shania.
music contingent up here too. Yeah, big,
That's
a lot of country
okay.
music.
That's what's funny is the more I learn about Canada is how diverse Canada is. Very similar to how insane the United States is of just
Yeah.
differences all over the place.
So when I traveled, I did a few jobs in Canada. So I worked in Montreal, and that was
Yep.
like, you're in France. I mean, it was just
Yeah,
it was-
very European.
It was
Yeah.
pretty cool. And then I was in Vancouver, and Vancouver was heavily Indian influenced and like Chinese influenced. Like I went
Yeah,
to
a lot of
mall.
Asian. Yeah.
I was at a print facility that was entirely Asian run, and there was a mall across the street. And I asked them, I was like, "Where should I go for lunch?" They're like, "Well, there's a mall right there. You'll have a lot of options." I went in there, and I swear the building, like the ceiling height of the mall, everywhere was lower than normal. Like, so here I am walking in, I'm just like, I feel so out of place. But there was great food. Yeah, I found some really good food.
Man, I feel like a hoser. There's got to be a remake
Man.
of that. I feel like a
I'm
hoser.
thinking of a Nickelback pin. What is it? ML I have no idea how to say that. MLI
Lebrant.
Yeah. A Nickelback. Look at this photograph. Like every plunge. That's the like what mode are we doing? Or it's like your score at the end is they lifting up the photograph. You know, look at this photograph.
No. And then as you go, as jackpots, can you take me higher?
Is that
That's-
Nickelback or Creed?
Oh shoot, that's
Yeah, you don't want to mix.
Dang
Don't
it.
want to mix those.
Yeah, don't miss those guys.
How about the new pin from Spooky Any Takers? I am not in on it. I am very curious to see how it plays. I think it looks like it's packed, but I'm not in on it. That's
There's
really
a
all I
lot
can say.
going on in that.
Boom!
football
Oh, that was not it.
I bet Zach would give that to you, Joel, at some point.
I'll take it.
When he
why
gets
would
one,
not?
I bet you'll get it. You know.
I'm happy to stream it. That guy, Zach, does so much stuff. Like, so much stuff.
How does one guy do so much,
Well, to
Joel?
me,
That's
I'm
what I
like-
want to know. How does he do that?
Yeah, I do not work for Flipping Out. I do not have a paycheck. I'm not getting a W-2 from Flipping Out. No bit of me works for paycheck. But let's listen to this line. Hello, Mr. Q. We're all gonna love. We're gonna get so sick of that. What is this? Pony shoe times 4. What are we? Horseshoe times 4. Horseshoe times 4. That's in Scooby-Doo. There's 4 horseshoes. Well done. Well done. The whole internet's in wait and see mode. Yeah. This is how you're. Oh, this is what we're saying for Nickelback. Yeah. There's.
Why did I instantly think of Creed when we talked about Nickelback?
I mean, they're
Well,
in
they
the
sound
same
similar.
vein of.
Yeah.
But no, what I was saying was Zach does so much. I'm thinking like, why doesn't he stream on his own channel? You know, like he has the pins, he knows how to make video. All you have to do is turn it on and play pinball. Wait, streaming's really hard, right? Streaming's really hard.
Very hard.
This is really
Yeah.
hard.
Very hard.
It's very hard to just turn on the cameras and play pinball, but it's very hard. It's very hard. So, but I don't know. Like in my mind, I was like, why doesn't he do it? But you know what? I'm glad he doesn't. Because he gets me to do
Yeah.
it for him. It's great.
Yeah.
It's so great. Yeah.
Well, he's already doing so much with his business and everything like that. Like I can't even believe he does half the stuff he's doing.
Yeah.
So
My-
I don't even know where he'd find the time, frankly.
My
But
left straight sling is kind of going nuts. I would like to hit a shot. There we go. And I think the mode's over. What's it doing? Ball 2 locked. All right, so one more shot up the middle. I have a multi-ball going. I would like to get into a villain mode or a henchman mode before I do that.
Back in.
No, that post pass.
Sorry.
Up. You can't backhand
I've
the
been playing
villain.
too much Turtles. We're
You
just
can't
backing.
backhand the
Just
villain.
backing.
Okay, that's it. It's like the moment I start to play in, right out the alley. Delegating is Zach's secret. Hey, I'll take it, man. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know how I fell into this, but I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm here. And Zach has 7 kids. He has 4, but it's a lot. It's a lot, yeah. And I get it that if I mean, I'm amazed that he plays pinball at the end of the like he plays pinball a decent bit in the evenings. And when you're living and breathing pinball all day long, the idea of playing pinball in the evening,
yeah.
like,
You're up.
so, I don't know. Sorry, I just elbowed straight.
I also just realized that Jared is wearing an Indiana Pacers jersey, which offends my Raptors sensibilities up here.
Okay, so how many championships have the Raptors had in the last, I don't know, 40 years? 1 at least. How many
Yeah.
the Pacers have? 0. So relax.
We had Reggie Miller a long time ago.
We did have Reggie Miller, but you had Kawhi Leonard, so it
Yeah,
works out.
we had Kawhi's best year. That was the
Yes,
year we
100%.
we load managed the shit out of that guy, and we actually won a championship.
You guys, Toronto wore Kawhi Leonard out. Doesn't matter. You all got a ring.
That's
It was
right.
fine. No, that was a no. Honestly, like the entire if you were not even pretending to be a Raptors fan at that point during that run, like
Everybody
Oh,
was.
God.
everyone's
Everybody
like, oh,
was.
we're all Raptors
Yeah.
fans now.
That was the year that really got me into the Raptors. And actually, I was in at the very start of the season. Believe it or not, I was in Vegas when the odds came up, and they were 40-1 to win. And we were like, well, they just got Kawhi, but everyone was still kind of down on Kawhi because he hadn't really come back fully, and
So
they
you
kind of
didn't
didn't
put any
know where
money
he was
on
at.
it?
No, we did. We
Oh.
put about 300 US on it.
Wow.
Only.
That's like
And we
5 grand in
won.
Canada.
No, it was like yeah, it was a lot. No, it was more than that. It was about 7 or 8 that we won.
Oh shoot.
It was a lot.
okay.
Yeah, so they won all the way. We had actually 2 or 3 bets going. One that they were going to win the different divisions, and then an all the way bet as well.
You're good. I don't think Zach
Anyway.
is American dealer. Yeah, Zach is American. What are you talking about? What's your nearest hockey team? St. Louis. I mean, we had the Indianapolis Ice for a while.
No, okay.
Which isn't.
Pro
I
team.
know. I know.
Probably Columbus.
Well, it's Chicago.
Or yeah, Columbus or Chicago. They're about the same distance.
Oh,
from where
you're
we're
saying
at.
is he American dealer? Yes, American Pinball. Yes, he does. I know he sells Hot Wheels. I borrowed one. I know he sells Hot Wheels, and I know he sells Oktoberfest. He had got some of those.
Yep. Houdini.
Joel, would you stream GTF? Absolutely, Ed. I would be all over Galactic Tank Force and everything about it.
When do you think that game's gonna come out, Joel? Like, have you heard anything? I'm getting nervous now.
I don't know. That's my view. American Pinball, they did nothing last year. I mean, they were doing stuff,
I know.
but they didn't release a single thing.
I know.
I don't necessarily think Galactic Tank Force is going to sell well, but I can't wait to play it. I mean, tanks in space, right?
Yeah.
Jared's in.
I mean, really, they did Legends of Valhalla, which really wasn't their deal. You know, they kind of just took it and then redid a little bit with it and then ran with it. So I'm not giving them full credit for that game. You know.
Chicago. We are in Indianapolis or north of Indianapolis. So yes, Chicago would be the closest. Yes, is Chicago considered Midwest? Absolutely.
Well,
oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
No?
Okay, so Chicago is in the Midwest, but the city of Chicago, are they Midwest?
Oh,
Kind of.
they are Chicago.
They are Chicago.
They are Chicago.
Yeah.
They're better than us, or at least they think so.
The Bulls
Well,
are
they have
there.
deep dish pizza.
Hey, this
I
is
don't
odd.
know.
This is the
Hey.
odd job mode. So let's see if he throws his hat.
My
Right.
my hot Chicago take of all time: the thin crust pizza in Chicago is better than deep dish.
I believe it. Yeah. I wasn't that impressed with the deep dish pizza we had when we were at Expo. I mean,
Deep
I liked
dish-
it, but I didn't love it.
It's a breaded lasagna. Is really what it is.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
It's not bad. It's just you can't like. God, I hate the outline.
It's
I
just
hate
a
'em
bit
so
too
much.
much. Yeah. It's a
To
bit too much.
me, I want a piece of pizza that you finish a piece and you're thinking I want another, and you know you can fit it in.
Yeah.
Like Jared and I could down easily a large pizza by ourselves if we wanted to.
No way. I could never eat that much pizza.
But
What are
a
you talking
deep
about?
dish, it's like you eat one piece and then you look at a second piece. You're
While
like,
playing
if I
Magic.
eat
Do you ever
that-
eat pizza while playing Magic?
No, because
No,
that
it's
gets your
cards
cards dirty. What are you?
Well, I know,
but
and then they know what you have.
But
No.
a second piece of deep dish pizza, it's like if I eat this, I'm not gonna poop for like 3 days, and I'm gonna feel awful. Like I don't know, but and then you eat it, right? I mean, you got to. But
Yeah, and then you eat it anyway.
Midwest U.S. is confusing to me. It's like interior state is considered Midwest. I'll give it to you as somebody who's grown up here.
Yep.
You're like, wait. If we're Midwest, where's mid? Because we're not. I don't know.
Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, kind of Iowa, Kansas, and then you kind of get into like the West.
Yeah.
Like the Dakotas and all that is kind of West.
Yeah,
It's
so
not-
Jared,
it's not perfect.
how do you play Magic with your cards? Do you play them sleeved?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Double sleeve.
Double sleeved. Oh.
What the hell?
Oh, you put the inner sleeves, then you put the outer sleeves.
Oh,
when the
okay,
outer
okay.
sleeves get too dirty, you put new outer sleeves. Yeah, I am.
All right.
I am among
And
my-
then it's like, you really have to watch you're not creasing them or bending the corners or
Oh,
anything
no.
like that. Like,
Well, so that's why you use Dragon Shields. So Dragon Shield, you want to sponsor me on a pinball podcast?
Shield.
Please, I'll take all the Dragon Shields. Yeah, there's.
so what's that? Like the corner protectors? Or
No,
something?
it's a brand of outer sleeves. So Dragon
Okay.
Shields and Katanas, if anyone cares, are my personal favorite.
I got so much to learn
Good,
about. I
yeah,
know.
good sleeves are stiff. Yeah.
Yes, they are. And
Oh,
then, and then
okay,
when
I
you
didn't
and then
realize.
when you double sleeve it, they're even stiffer with my big fat.
Super stiff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can shuffle normal cards, so
I can't.
Like
I can't.
two
I can't.
cards.
So like a bridge shuffle, right? I can't do very well. but you kind of do a mash shuffle in Magic, and I know how to do that really well now. But I literally had to practice before I went to my first tournament. I just sat on a couch and just shuffled.
So, okay, Bront, if there's a better name to call you, MLI Bront, maybe rank the nerdiest. Pinball, Magic, D&D. In my opinion, Magic is the nerdiest.
Yes, by far.
Because almost every Magic player genuinely thinks that is the greatest game. Like, they don't want to play any other game. They don't want to play board games. They don't want to play D&D because it's not structured enough. They don't want to play card games because there's nothing better on the planet than Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
Relax. No, it is the greatest game ever made.
Yeah, okay.
But,
Can you gamble on Magic the Gathering in Vegas, Gerald? Jared, do you know?
No. So, no, Magic is a great hobby because what you do is you spend your money, and there's no money back. You just spend it. So, like, even if you were to win like a big tournament, it would pay for like your travel costs. Like, it's for the love of the game. That's why we do it.
But so modern. If you're there's modern, legacy. There's all these different kinds. It's just like in pinball, you can compete in whatever modern or classics and blah blah blah.
Yes.
But so if you want to compete at a serious level, modern right now, roughly how much money are you spending on your 60 card deck?
$1,200 to $1,800.
60 pieces of cardboard.
Sideboard's in there. You got 75 cards.
75 pieces of cardboard.
Let's relax.
And you're almost $2,000.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
it's cheaper than pinball.
No.
It's cheaper than pinball.
No. But here's the thing. Yeah. If you're out there and you're like, I want to play Magic, you can play Magic for way less than what we psychopaths play for.
But that's like, there are decks that are built that a lot of smart people have said this is the most competitive thing you can have right now. And so if you want to buy those specific 60 cards, they're expensive because that's the best deck to build. But there's a whole thing to that. I mean,
yeah. And so is it like trading cards if you have to buy packs of them to get the cards that you want? And then, so if you wanted a specific card, you could buy it from a collector. You're going to pay a lot more because they had to go through a bazillion packs to get it.
So there's kind of this, kind of what every Magic player goes through is you start by buying packs and you open them and things like that. And then you realize it's just cheaper to buy the cards you want. So,
okay.
At the end of the day, because there are ways to play Magic with the packs, so packs are getting opened. So the cards are out there, people trade, whatever. There's a weird ecosystem that you start figuring out when you're inside Magic. Like I'm currently selling a lot of cards to buy expensive old cards, and that's kind of a thing you can do is start moving stuff around too. So.
Sure.
Well, that's because
it's like pinball.
He doesn't want to play modern anymore. He wants to play
without the balls.
Legacy.
No, I have my 2 modern decks I need. I'm fine right now. So.
They've taken pinball, they've flattened it, removed the balls, and there you go.
Okay, here's the best part though. So I'm moving my entire Magic collection. Did I need a dolly and a friend to move it? No, it all fit in a nice container.
No, you do not need friends to play Magic.
Yeah. And now you're at Joel's house playing for free, so you're ahead. You're ahead.
And he wants me so bad to get into Magic. That's what I should probably just learn and then borrow one of your decks.
What have I been saying for years?
I don't know.
have decks.
You'll never have a better group of incel friends. Are you talking about Magic people?
Oh no. Okay, we do have a problem with that in Magic. I would say one of the things I've been impressed about the pinball community is there's more dudes with jobs. Let's just put it that way. More dudes with jobs.
It is. I mean, there are plenty of tournament players that don't own a pinball machine, and that's fine. If you can't afford one, you can't afford one. It makes sense. But yet, for the people that have a home collection, that typically, the amount of wealth that you need to justify spending a few $1,000s on a box of lights, and have the space.
Okay,
for it,
so there was an interesting question there.
Call me Libby. Libby, thank you for the sub, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you for subscribing.
Do you lose your cards if you lose to your opponent? So, fun fact, early days of Magic, there was something called the ante that existed. So you'd start a game, you'd flip the top card and put it on the table, and whoever won the game would take that card. When the cards got expensive very quickly, they killed the ante. So, and there are some old cards that say ante on them that you can't play anymore.
Yeah.
So,
Got
so there was a bit of gambling back in the day, but when, at that time a card could cost $50, it was like, oh, we don't want to do that. So yeah, it's antes are gone, which is good.
Got it.
It's like playing for keeps with Pogs,
Yeah.
My pinball collection is getting close to what my house is worth. Dude, Sterling, I mean, I get it. There are some people with absurd collections, but that's what Jared's saying. And what's very cool, I am jealous of it in Magic, is like, you can go to a card shop on a random, whatever, Monday night or this night, whenever they have Magic nights, and you could just, they'll do certain games where, like, you have to buy your packs then, that night, or what is it? It's like everybody buys a pack.
So it's called draft.
Yeah.
So you buy 3 packs, and then you have 8 people at a table, and you open on, take one out of the pack and pass, and then you make a deck out of that. So it costs $12 to play.
But
and
that's
it's fun.
yeah,
cool.
and
Yeah,
that's
that's fun.
$12. So you're kind of all on an even playing field because everybody's building their deck right then.
Yep.
And then
That's cool.
You take your cards home. So you own those cards, or you could walk right up to the store owner and be like, hey, this card's worth $4 here. I'll sell it because I don't like it. It's like, but it's like that to me. I think that's really cool that if you understand how to play the game. I mean, it's the same thing with pinball on location. Like anybody can go to a pinball bar and spend $20 and play pinball all night long.
So, and are the most
And Mr. King.
valuable cards, or sorry, the most expensive cards aren't necessarily the best cards to play the game with, or are they typically?
So Magic has a fun thing called the reserved list, which is there's cards that they're never going to reprint, so they raise a lot of theirs. Now, the most expensive cards, like the Black Lotus, when you hear, oh, it sold for $100,000, that's because there's like 1,000 of them out there, and they were printed in 1993. So it's I would say, like, for a modern card, if it's a high-end modern card, would at most $60 a card.
So if everybody looks in the chat, the one and the only Ray Day Pinball, I was going to give him a shout out because that's the one person I know of crossover that's like a high-end competitive player in pinball, but also really into Magic. So Mr. Ray Day here, I like spending money on digital cardboard and then not playing the best decks and losing over and over again.
Hey, I have good decks and I lose. It's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yes. So just because, but what I'm getting at is just because you spend a ton of money on your deck doesn't guarantee you're gonna win.
The biggest misconception in Magic, I think, is that guy only won because he spent a bunch of money. It helps, but you got to know what the heck you're doing too. It's very complicated. Well, let's just bring it back to pinball, right? Like, you got to know how to work the game to get the points.
Got it.
I mean, if you want to play the game of who has the coolest collection, sure, buy all the super expensive rare games, then you have the coolest collection. But if you're just because you own the game doesn't mean you're good at it.
Got it. All right.
But what he's saying though is they're constantly printing new cards, and so when new cards come out, all of a sudden a card that really wasn't very powerful years ago, now when comboed with that card is actually a killer thing. So there's like a whole level of speculating there where it's like, this card isn't super good now, but I feel like I should maybe one day and then I don't know. So that's like, that was the game he's been playing for a while. Sterling, you might get something in the mail from me tomorrow. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate that. There are much more expensive hobbies than pinball, Magic, 100%. But to go back to, if we're going to rank them, pinball, D&D, and Magic, I think Magic is the nerdiest of the two.
Yeah.
Then I'd probably go with pinball, and then I'd go with D&D. I used to play D&D, and it's very social. Anybody can play it. I loved it. I loved
And D&D's gotten cool
Yeah,
recently.
D&D was great.
So it's cool. I hear the White Lotus is new hotness. Interesting TV show on HBO Max. We unfortunately do not have a Lotus. Now, White Lotus. Now, there are 9 Lotuses in Magic, but we want to get nerdy, but that's okay. Here's a pinball question. What is the worst playing pin of all time in your opinion?
Well, according to Pin Site, isn't it Thunderbirds? I mean, I think Thunderbirds, it's a game that was made by a dude in Australia, and it's terrible. Ray, that's funny because I never got into D&D because I thought it was too nerdy. Dude, D&D is freaking awesome, man.
D&D's cool.
Yeah.
If you got the right group.
Whoops. Yeah, apparently I said it's the nerdiest of the two. There were 3 things. Okay, got it. Yeah. Dude, Craig, I know Dennis has played D&D. Dennis Creasel, I know like George Fisher's played D&D. If we could get a TPN group, somebody to to be the DM and
Yeah.
just do like a few nights in a row and stream it, that could be a ton of fun.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Roll for nerdiness, Joel. Ooh, you rolled a 1.
Dude, freaking, it's so silly, but like I played with my brother-in-law, and I mean, it gets intense. You get in certain situations, and you're like, if I roll anything below
You gotta roll the
this,
fucking dice.
I'm
yeah.
freaking dead. Like, I'm gone. My character, who I've been invested in for the last 4 months, is gone. And then there's other times where you get that critical hit right when you need it, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
We used to have some hilarious things where like someone goes out guns a blazing and they're out immediately.
Oh yeah.
And then you get into a massive fight, you know, with your friends.
There we go. Villain mode.
That wasn't fair. You didn't tell me that I was gonna fucking die.
Well, that's what your DM, their dungeon master, is like.
Yeah.
Do I really want to kill all the players right now, or do I?
Yes. Make them suffer. Now, may I add, all the nerdiness talk, it's all in love. We love everybody. So
Yes.
it's fine. Yeah, it's great.
The more that I've gotten into the freaking outlane, the more I get into this, it's very clear that everybody wants like a family. They want to find a community of something. So I don't care if it's, I know like Tommy he got a Bronco and he's all into driving his Bronco with other Bronco owners.
Yeah.
Like,
Jeeps are like that too.
like great. Have like find your friends there. Find
Yeah.
your friends in Magic. Find your like Dennis Griesel collects watch. Find your watch like whoever. Just find something that you enjoy. Find other people that enjoy that same thing, and have a great time. Have a great time.
Yeah.
You know. So
Wow.
that's what I love about pinball. Clearly, we aren't good at playing this game, but we're enjoying it, and we're enjoying chat. And like Craig, I appreciate you calling it. Like that's what I love about pinball. Yeah, watching two dudes in Indiana play pinball.
It's
Nerdiness is a given here.
Nerdiness
Yes.
is a given.
Yes. I don't think either of us were considered cool at any point in our life.
No.
So.
No. I was on the football team too, and it didn't help. It was,
I
You can only talk about comic books so long, and people are like, okay, I get it.
oh God.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Craig, what do you do on your not pinball life?
He's a porn star.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't you seen my stuff?
No, I'm not actually a big fan of that, so sorry.
Craig Bobby, the one, the only. No. Yeah. You should just roll with that, Craig.
Yeah,
no, it's
exactly.
fine.
I'm just gonna leave it there.
Porn
I'm gonna
star.
leave it there.
Okay, cool.
You want to know why he's a porn star? Hey, listen, Craig, do your Bond theme song here.
Dude, that double, you hit the double thing. That's tough.
Yeah. Did you ever play a brass musical instrument?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
What is that? In trumpet, you
Yeah.
have to.
No, but I played one on TV, so.
Wait, I was totally thrown off by that. Yeah. No, and I played trumpet in high school. One more reason why I was cool, right? And yeah, it's like when you play a note, I think it's you call tongue, but it's like you like do a tuh tuh like burp burp. That's how you play a note. But to do like really fast notes, you do like a tucka tucka, like you're using the back of your tongue, tucka 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 tucka, and it's just like what you're saying. So I'm telling you, good mafia nickname, the Tongue. Yeah, Craig the Tongue Bobby. Yeah,
That is actually a like.
I know it's good.
Mafia nicknames are weird.
Craig the Tongue Bobby. Yeah, watch out, man. No, Craig does logistics. Right? Isn't that the?
Yeah, so I'm in industrial distribution. So I run an industrial distribution company up here, and we have a couple locations, one here and one out west, and we sell a lot of very boring widgety type parts, but we love it. It pays the bills.
Hey, I work for a company that makes seatbelts, so it's all good, man. We probably get stuff from you or something. Who knows? So. All right.
Okay.
So, Craig, how long have you been in the pinball hobby? This is another thing I find interesting. When they found this thing.
Well, actively, I would say since just before the was it just before or just after the pandemic? I think it was just before the pandemic got started. So like late 2019. It was right when Avengers came out. And I was just kind of getting interested in buying one at that point. So probably earlier that year, I was shopping around for one
Okay.
on a bit of a whim, where I was like, I actually sat down one day and I went, what am I really interested in that I keep thinking about that I really should look into more of? I don't know why. Maybe I just hit that point in my
Nice.
life where I was like, I want to do something that I really like here.
See,
And
he
I was
throws his
like,
hat. He's gonna throw his hat there, Craig. There's the hat. Now you know.
oh, Jesus,
Now
there
you
it
know.
goes.
Yeah.
Now I get it. All right. Yeah, I remember that guy.
So it was just.
Anyway,
So
Yeah.
pinball.
so and when I looked in, because I'd always, sort of fantasized about owning a pinball machine, and wouldn't that be cool and whatever. And so
I
I'm
mean,
like,
who hasn't, right?
yeah, exactly. And I was like, I wonder if they're still like. So I just started doing a little bit of research. Like, all right, let's take a look. And I thought, and then I came across, I think, Stern. I'm like, wait a minute, you mean they're actually still making these things? And that's when I really went, oh my god, these things are like amazing.
So when did you decide? How did you get involved with the pinball show, or like being when did you decide I want to do podcasting? Or
So as soon as I started to, then that's when I kind of got down the rabbit hole. So as soon as I found, the Stern website, I think actually I started looking for distributors.
Oh.
So I was typing in like pinball distribution or pinball sales or something like that. And I was finding a lot of like mom and pop shop distributors. And then I got
Maybe.
into Stern.
4.8 to 4.7. That's bad.
So I'm trying to think how I got into. So then once I found Stern and I found a distributor up here, which was Player One, then I started to somehow I found my way to looking at podcasts, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna see if anyone's doing crazy enough to talk about pinball on a podcast.
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
Who would do that?
what? There's everybody's talking about pinball. Well, not everybody,
Yeah.
but there was a lot of them. There was probably a dozen when I was first started looking. So, and I'm trying to even remember who I first started listening to. Well, it was Ken Cromwell in
Slap Save?
and
Special
no,
One
that's not Special One Lit.
Yeah.
It was Bill Webb and Ken Cromwell,
Nice.
and they did kind of an open call. So they did the one of the things I like listening to them is they did their correspondent for their news, right? So they had all these different people reporting on the news of the modern news of pinball and what was going on, and I thought, oh, this is great.
There we
And
go.
then they did a roll call for a correspondent because there's the Stern guy threw in the towel or whatever, and they were looking for someone new. And I'm like, I think I can do this.
Nice.
I think I can, and then I was like, I don't think I can do it. What am I gonna do? And my wife was like, no, you should send in a little thing, right? You should do it, try it. And so I just sent them I did it on my phone. I left them basically like a voicemail, like, hey guys, love your show. Know you're looking for somebody. I think, I'd love to try it and give it a shot, throw my hand in the ring. I love pinball, blah, 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 blah. Just a 2-minute, 3-minute thing. And immediately they got back to me, which I was shocked about. And they were like, hey, we actually think you sound pretty good. What do we'd love to hear more from you. Can you send us, I think they said, can you send us one more thing, talking a little more specifically just so we can hear what you might say.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And so I sent them a 3 or 5 minute clip of something. And they wanted me, I think, too, to record it on a slightly, they said, do you have a mic? And I said, no, I don't really have a mic. And I said, but I can get one because I'm thinking about getting one anyway. And they're like, great, yeah, why don't you get one? And then send us something back. So I immediately went on Amazon. I'm like, okay,
Nice.
I'm
Yeah.
right now.
That's
And
great.
yeah, and then the rest is history. I sent them in. They were like, awesome. Started to get to know those guys a little bit more. And then when Ken got his job at Jersey Jack, that was sort of the genesis at that point of, I think, Zach, who was kind of dabbling at that point.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, I'm gonna
take
take
this
the
on.
reins here. And that was right around the same time when he was starting the Pinball Network as well with a bunch of other guys,
So I'm a TPN admin, and we saw the numbers, the download numbers for all of last year,
Yeah.
The Pinball Show has the most downloads by a huge margin. Like, it is unbelievable. And Triple Drain had second. I was really happy with that.
Hey.
But the difference is, like, we do an episode like every 3 weeks, but like Pinball Shows every week. So I mean, but even still, they got more than, you know, whatever, 3 or 4 times. Like, it was unbelievable how many downloads they have. But now, when it comes to average listeners, we are not second. Super Bowl Chronicles may be slightly
Really?
higher.
Well, I can see that. There's a big appeal there too. You know, a lot of people want to know about the history of these things.
Yeah.
No, but Craig, you bring up a good point of where you had that thought that we all have of like, oh, I do that, but maybe I won't. But you send in something, and now look at what you're doing. Like, it's just like, that's the cool thing.
I've always had an interest too in kind of like, I don't want to say performing necessarily, but I love kind of loosely getting up and kind of being an ass, let's just say. And as we were kids, we like were heavily inspired by stuff like Saturday Night Live and Second City and, you know, SCTV and guys like Martin Short and John Candy and Eugene Levy and all those awesome comedians, and started to mimic them by doing our own stuff. And I always sort of regretted not exploring that more as an adult, you know, and sort of trying that. So this was kind of something that I thought I was going to try and merge the two things a little bit and go, you know what, I could get in front of a mic a little bit. I like writing, and I could write my own stuff, and then I can perform it, you know. So
yeah, no, it's fun. Don't get me, like, I love podcasting. I love doing this. That's the one.
But it's a lot of work.
It is.
I will say, even the little thing, and I just do a little of it. Like Zach and Dennis do a ton of prep work for that show, and they are the stars of that show. I mean, I just play a small part in it, and my small part, you know, I'm averaging an hour a minute. So every minute I talk, I've worked an hour for that, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's more like...
So I'm working between generally 5 to 8 hours when I do a new segment.
Wow. So we do...
Which is way too much.
It's way too
frankly.
much.
but
it's great,
I'm that kind of... I work those fucking sentences like...
It's great though, yeah. What I will say is, so yes, it's podcasting. If Tom and Travis and I record an episode, if we talk for 2 hours, there's normally an additional maybe half hour of talking outside of that. So there's 2.5 to record it. Then I listen back through the whole thing, editing out squeaks and creaks and all that. So basically double the time, and then upload or what. So it's kind of every episode of Triple Drain is probably at least, I don't know, 5 hours of work. But then now that we're adding video in, that probably adds roughly another 30 to, it's fine. I don't mind that, but I don't edit it besides removing creaks.
Yeah.
The amount of editing, Les, how you doing?
I know.
Fight Cave, Venom and March, yes.
And I did do, like, coming out of Special Inlet, at that point, I decided to just do my own podcast, right? And that, during the pandemic, was awesome. We were all kind of stuck at home, and we had some time. And once the pandemic ended, it was just too much. So I did about 20 and a bit, I think, of my own. And I was spending a crazy amount of time doing, like, I don't know, multiple days of editing. And it was just too much, you know, at the end of the day, which was a surprise to me going in. Like, that was the most onerous part of it, was the editing, I found, because you put in so much time just to do it, and then you have to edit it from there and make it really listenable, you know?
Yeah.
And put in the sound effects, and I was trying to do a little bit, you know, I was trying to make it as good as I could at the time. So you're putting in different clips and audio clips, and you're trying to make it funny, and
you want to take pride in it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and all that good stuff. So that got old after a while, and I realized, you know what, I want to do this, but I don't want to spend the amount of time. I don't have the amount of time anymore to put into this thing.
Yeah. I mean,
but I love it, you know, and the streaming part of it I love too, because you can participate and then it's just done.
That's what I was gonna say. I love doing like this. Sure, the whole graphic. Like I had time designing that graphic, filling it out. Like there was work in that. But once I've done it once, it's not. I can use it over and over again. But the actual streaming, it's like I got to set the rig up. It's maybe 15 minutes of work to get everything set up and configured, and then you play the game, and then afterwards it's done. You take everything done. There's no I like that. I don't have a problem with it. And maybe that's one reason Zach doesn't like doing it, is because he likes the editing, and his editing is so good. I mean, it really does bring a ton to it. Les, what's going on with TPN? I would like watching it, but it looks like no one is streaming anymore. The Pinball Network, we were sponsored. We had 8 awesome sponsors, but lining up those sponsors was a lot of work, and we had also promised them we would have.
I won the game, by the way. Scoreboard.
In case anybody's listening.
All right, time to
or
beat
watching.
him. Time to beat him. So we stopped. The reality was getting the sponsors were awesome, but we also had kind of promised them we'd have content weekly, and we all have lives, so sometimes we have to take time off, and we all just kind of felt like we would much rather just continue to stream for ourselves, because then if we have to take a night off, it's no big deal. So we were really grateful for the sponsors. It was awesome having them, but also adding in a requirement to streaming was. I don't know. It just kind of hurt it a little bit. So
yeah, added
the
a little
Pinball
more
Network
pressure,
channel's still live. I know the Pinball Awards will be on that. There will probably still be people streaming on it. But my view is, if I know I'm going to stream every week on Wednesdays, I'll just focus in on flipping out. I mean, he's letting me borrow games. I'm happy to it just made more sense to me to do it that way. So Albert's here. Yeah, dude, I know you don't edit, but your stuff's great.
What up, Orbital Albert?
How long do you think it takes Super Awesome to edit? I don't even... The amount of stuff... I mean, I enjoyed the Super Awesome Pinball Show, but the amount of stuff that Chris Franchi adds
long time.
is unbelievable. I mean, it's...
Yeah, long time.
All right, time to beat Jared.
Because those are multi-hour shows. Sometimes they'll do a 2-hour show and yeah.
Oh, and he's adding laugh tracks
Days and days.
sound clips and movie quotes, and it's just... Ugh. So... everybody's different. I like that Triple Drain is, we're not adding anything to it. It's what you hear is the conversation we had. But you're right, Craig. The flipping out with friends or the TPN after hours streams, those are a ton of fun. The most work we have to do for those is just figuring out who's going to be on it. It's once we do that, it's basically let her fly.
Yeah, let her rip.
It's great. Double scoring? So I have double scoring, but I can't activate it. That's what's annoying. So apparently I just got a bond lady, or a bond woman, but I can't do anything with it. Yeah, I got a bunch of sponsors this year for our Pinball League, and we have to promise a lot. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I was a sponsor, I want to make sure, but it's just, I got to give Zach prompts. He's the one that got all those sponsors together, but then just following up on him in now, getting our end of that, and it's just, it's work, it's added work, and we're all of us that do streaming, we're just it's a lot easier to be your own boss and do your own thing, and we kind of all have our own schedules, but yeah.
Oh, that's frustrating.
When are you all gonna get Travis new camera? Dude, no, you're good. The problem with Travis is he could absolutely use his camera. He just is too lazy to do it. He's too lazy to do what he needs to do to make his camera work. And I don't know, at this point, maybe we just need to roll with the shtick. But I will tell you, in regards to the El Gato No Signal, we may actually have a piece of merchandise coming out soon, specifically revolving around that, which I'm very excited about. Hey, Craig and Joel, I do wish I could edit because I say dumb stuff. Yeah. Editing, I mean, it's not hard. Audacity
No, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
It takes a little practice, but it's surprisingly easy just for the basic stuff. And I'm not using the editing software to its fullest by any means.
Oh, none of us are, yeah.
Audacity, I'm using it, but not anywhere near what it could do.
Oh my.
So yeah, Albert, it's not that hard to learn how to do that stuff, and I didn't know it at all, and I just started playing around with it and figured it out.
but it is a Pandora's box. You know, once you tell yourself I'm gonna edit, like talking to Travis and Tom, they're like, dude, why do you listen back through the podcast? Like, is it really a big deal if there's a cough? And I'm like, it bothers me. Like, that would bother me because
too.
I know if I heard it, I could edit it out really easily, but that ball's gone.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, like, if you're talking to someone, it depends the kind of vibe you're going for. If you're just trying to go for a casual conversation and it's more natural feeling, you leave that stuff in. But if you're going more for, I was trying to go for a little something in between a conversation, and I want it to sound a little more polished. So I would remove out all that, like the ums and the longer pauses, and I wanted it to flow in a certain way. So you need to edit to do that, right?
Vintage Kong, why is this not on Twitch? Because we're trying something new. So to be honest, YouTube, in my opinion, has a much bigger demographic of people that we can pull from. There's way more people that watch Twitch or that watch YouTube every night than they do Twitch, and so I just think I really enjoyed streaming on Twitch, but we wanted to try something new. So I was like, okay, if I'm only going to be streaming on Flippin' Out, let's try it. Let's try streaming on YouTube. There's not a ton of people doing that. Let's see what happens. The other thing that we really like about streaming on YouTube is the moment you're done, the video's up on YouTube. So what I found is there's a lot of people, Les, thank you for the sub, man. There's a lot of people that actually like watch it that are West Coast people or overseas. So it's at a bad time that they can't watch it live. So they watch the streams afterwards. And so I love that it's already up there and it's easy to find.
Yeah.
So I think we have more of a growth opportunity here on YouTube than we do on Twitch. And then the other thing, Wes, are all the TPN going to continue? I can't speak for everybody, but it seems like yes. It seems like everybody that was streaming on the Pinball channel or the Pinball Network channel will still be streaming, but on their own individual channel.
So you think so? That's interesting, Joel, because my impression was that, and I'm not following that closely, but I thought they were just going to drop the sponsors, and then people were going to put together kind of a new schedule, quote unquote, or make it a little more loose.
Here's the Geiger one. So if you hit a shot, it's supposed to then make a noise to kind of tell me where the next one is, and I don't know what that thing's telling me with that dial. Is it to the left? Am I close? I don't understand what the dial's communicating on this one.
I'm gonna focus on the dial and see if we can figure this out.
Ball drain.
You know what I mean, Joel? So, because TPN's not disbanding or anything like that.
No.
No.
That one? Now it's to the right.
Oh, so you're getting closer.
Is it straight up the middle?
Probably the middle.
Yeah, oh, there you go.
Was that it?
Yeah.
That was it. Okay. So it kind of visual.
God, that static! I thought it was coming out of my
no, that's the
microphone or
mode.
something. I'm like, what the hell is that noise?
Joel, have you ever been around an actual Geiger counter?
I have not.
So I actually, in my career, have been around Geiger counter before.
The dog editing, yeah. Tex, you should look into Streamlabs. So I use Streamlabs. The issue is they take less as a percentage of cut than YouTube Super Chat. Okay, so we absolutely are gonna get like follows and Super Chats and all that. We're gonna set all that up, but we've had issues with Zach does too many things. So Google AdSense, it's like Zach has this channel, TPN, and straight down the middle. So it's like you can only use Google AdSense on so many accounts and with so many emails and whatnot. So in the background, we can't do any of those. But
yeah, no. Granted, is strangely radioactive, as are also bananas, but you won't pick them up on a Geiger counter. Anyway,
bananas are radioactive.
Yes, they're technically slightly radioactive. So, are you guys starting solo acoustic careers? Yes. Yes.
Solo what?
Solo acoustic career since you're breaking up the band. So
obviously
starting a solo acoustic career.
Yeah, it's funny though. I mean, I got into streaming with COVID, and it's like there were so many people streaming pinball when COVID was going on, and a lot of those people have stopped. I mean, which is fine. I get it. Life happens. So it's just trying to figure out what works for you. And I was streaming on TPN every Wednesday and then streaming on Flippin' Out every other Thursday. And it's like just talking to my wife, like that's a lot. That's a lot of streaming compared to like George, who streams 3 days a week. So we decided I'm gonna go down to streaming 1 night a week every week, and then I'll sprinkle in Triple Drain, you know, here or there, and I don't know. That seems better. You caused COVID, yes. I decided pinball streaming. Yep, that's how that worked. This mode is literally just hit drop targets over and over again.
Rubbish. Bond is alive. Unless you kill him, Mr. Osaka.
What I don't like, and maybe it's because I am tall or taller, but like you see, Jared, like you can't tell which one's up.
And did she? She failed.
Your
You should have killed him yourself.
I'm running out of time to get them all.
This organization
Did I get them all?
Did you get it? I mean, she's in the piranha pit.
I think I did it.
There's a feeding frenzy going on. Oh, look at that. Such a sweet.
But it's looking like the mode was still going though.
Damn.
What did it want me to hit? Did I? Anybody?
Everything. I wanted you to hit everything.
Is your plan to do chat streams every other week? So yes, the plan as of right now, do flipping out with friends every other week, and then play pinball every other week. So, pro or premium on this game. I have played the premium. The Bond on the wand doesn't really do much right now. I do like the physical ball lock, being able to see the lock. So if this is a dream team, I could see the value in the premium, but I don't think you're missing much. That's what Jay said on Pinball Party. You can never see the drops. Yeah, I can't see them. And to me, I like drop targets. I like seeing them. I like playing with them. Baby, oh baby, make that dong jiggle. Does it make the rocket? Yeah. Hey, 71 million points.
Yeah, no, I
71.
wasn't talking much smack because I'm just draining out over here.
Mike D, just tuned in. Has there been a code update? No, it's still 0.8. Still 0.8. All right, I'm thinking one more game, Jared.
One more game.
One more game.
Yeah, one more, and I'm gonna pack it in.
One more game, and then it's midnight.
Yep.
So what happens is Jared and I, we always finish streaming, and we're like, "That's midnight. We should probably go back." And then we like sit here and talk for
I need to get out of here.
like an hour. I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? I want to know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny? This has to be a song that I am not following.
What is that song? It's gonna bug me
Wanna
now.
know? Have you ever
Oh.
It's you know.
Keep going, Craig. Don't stop now.
Coming down on me. That's not CSR. It's or is it CSR?
Is that Credence?
Yeah, it's Creedence Clearwater, isn't it? I don't
But
know.
why was that song quoted right now?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, it's CCR.
Who are you talking to in the background? I am talking to the one, the only Craig Bobby of the Pinball Show.
Braid Bobby, yes.
Yeah, it's Craig Bobby.
Creed Bobby.
Braid Bobby.
There you go, CCR. I knew it.
are lit.
You have a gift, Craig. All right, God. It's the villain modes. 3 hits to that ramp. That's a lot of hits.
Finger.
All right, gold shots and then hit the brick.
Oh, this is such a sweet.
So I'm gonna say it again. And I said this on the last stream. That the last pinball, sorry, flipping out with friends that we did, Joel, a couple weeks ago.
God. Yeah.
Anybody that is into Back to the Future, get ready. It is coming. It
hope
is
so.
coming.
Really?
2025 is the year.
Well, 2025 is the anniversary. It's
Yeah.
like however
Oh,
many-
that would. No, that'd be the 35th?
30th
So,
anniversary.
okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Stern Pinball owns or priorly owned. There's some connection to Data East, which was an older
Right.
pinball manufacturer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Data East. What Data East games were made? There was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There was Godzilla. There was Jurassic Park. And they've made Star Wars. They also made a Back to the Future game. So, from a licensing it's like if you just look at their old catalog, they've remade almost every game, and Back to the Future is the only one they have.
Look is lit.
Les, is that ball cap still available? What ball cap?
100% Keith Elwin, and they
This
will
one?
undoubtedly, short of any health issues, be using both Michael J. Fox and the other dude. What's his name?
Oh, this is gonna bug me. If I wasn't
Christopher Lloyd.
Lloyd.
Yeah.
And Yeah, it's not 100%, but it's as close. It's about as close to it as I can. They'd be crazy not to
They
do
have
it.
to do it. Yeah.
This is their
Everybody-
moment
all
to.
of
They're
chat.
gonna
Look,
milk
look,
this
look, look.
license. Yeah, this is their moment to milk that license for everything it's worth, and they will be licensing a ton of stuff. Kind of like James Bond with the 60th anniversary stuff.
Yeah.
So if
well,
you're a Back to the Future fan, get ready to be inundated by tons of merch, re-releases of movies. There's gonna be a ton of stuff they're gonna milk.
Dwight, I know Dwight is a huge fan, but I also know like this is an amazing theme. Like if they put Ellen on it, they would sell a gazillion of them.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming.
I don't know. Craig is very confident it's coming. Yeah.
It's coming. Kapow's got the license.
we don't have our
These
pin, man.
they're working on it right
No
now.
wonder my feet hurt.
Repeat. Go grab that.
Christopher
for the last
Lloyd
7
and Michael J.
minutes of the
Fox
stream.
are in a sound booth right now recording
Yeah,
these
right.
callouts for this thing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Here, Jared and I are dying over here, but I'm telling you, here's
What
the
are you
shill.
doing?
The shill, the Titan pin mat. God, it's so great. Are the other TPN streamers going to move over to YouTube? I don't know of anybody else that was planning on moving over to YouTube. Maybe I'm crazy for being the only one, but oh yeah, now I'm way too.
No,
tall.
to give it to Back to the Future talk, the question is, would it just be the first movie, or they put all three into one?
I
I hope it's all three. Just do all of them.
Yeah, it's hard to know what direction they would go
just
on
don't
that.
do
I
just 3 like Toy Story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got it. The first one has to be involved.
Oh yeah, of course. But
No, not of course. That didn't happen. Like that, we got to say it very clearly. The first one has
Yeah,
to be
and
involved.
Crispin Glover is
No
going to be in
jokes
it. I mean,
about
they're
it.
all
Yeah.
going to be
Yes.
in it. Though all these guys are still alive, and they know they gotta get them now, right?
They all love
So,
pinball.
Yeah.
I tell you, honestly, if they're even thinking about it, it would probably be smart to get at least Christopher Lloyd and Christopher
the
Lloyd
things
in the
going
booth.
now.
Yeah, of just I mean, he seems to be doing good, but I'm just saying, like, let's not miss out on that opportunity.
Yeah. Plus, Michael J. Fox wants dough for his foundations. Like
Yeah.
that is his focus, and if
There we
he
go.
can make a boatload off his likeness and stuff, he's gonna do it. He'd be crazy not to do it, right?
Well, and Back to the Future is one of the most licensed things out there. Like there's toys, collectibles.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely one of the more popular collectibles out there.
I hope they do it. Hey Sterling, are you still on? I'll show you. I'll show you the merch if you're still here. No, I
and
think
the
it'll
li-
be great.
yeah, and the guy, the director of, I'm just looking at my notes here.
Joel knows I'm in there. Yeah. Here you go. Sterling.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So we redid the Triple Drain logo. Look at it. Yeah, compare that, the upper right to that. Somebody, we had a fan send that in.
That's
He
hilarious.
made it. I tweaked it a little bit. And yeah.
So, and the guy that directed Back to the Future and was the co-writer, Robert Zemeckis, who's done a ton of movies.
Yeah.
He's you want to talk about big Hollywood movie producers and directors. I mean, when you look at his acumen of movies, he's like,
yeah. Zemeckis is one of the.
it's like he's right. Like Spielberg is probably ahead of him, but not by that much, because he's done so many classic movies.
CW, Joel, I sent you a logo. You told me to shut up. I don't think that happened.
No, but yeah, Zemeckis is the. I mean, Spielberg and Zemeckis are different animals, but Zemeckis from
Yeah.
just the like soft, like nice comedy movie, but yet they're intense. Like he's the king. He's the one of the kings of it. So yeah, that would be silly not to hit up for a 30 for that
Yeah.
whole franchise, and it would sell.
Oh yeah.
I want to say, like, when it comes to like movie fandoms outside of like Star Wars, like the really big ones, it goes like and they already did the pinball. Why am I blanking on it?
Jurassic Park.
Ghostbuster. So it's like Ghostbusters
Yeah.
fan, and then like right next to them are Back to the Future fans. Like there's a ton of them out there.
Yeah.
Man, you could put a train in there.
You could do a
You
ton.
could do the hoverboard. Oh, there's so many modes.
Oh, there's so many great things. Yeah.
I mean, there will be a DeLorean. There has to be a
Yeah,
DeLorean.
yeah, there's-
Yeah, the DeLorean. I mean, it's.
They're gonna go 80, 86.
So if you love Back to the Future and you want a Back to the Future pinball machine, get your name on a list now, you know, or else you're gonna be waiting just like Godzilla.
No, we all can agree if they did it, it would make so much money.
Ooh, Goonies. Is it? Has
Goonies,
there ever been
no.
a Goonies pin?
Goonies is another one
Oh,
that would
that's
be
a
huge.
shot.
I've been told my distributor put me on a list. Oh yeah, Sterling's ready.
Yeah. Goonies. That's kind of surprising.
Speaking of Goonies,
Mr. Henderson.
the Data from Goonies was the dude short round in Indiana Jones.
Yes.
He was in a movie this year, the Everything Everywhere Everywhere at Once or something. That movie. He just won the Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actor.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and he's like, he hadn't seen Steven Spielberg in 39 years. Steven Spielberg was the guy that drafted or that got him for short round, and so like he had a moment during his acceptance speech, you know, like I'd always look back to where you start, and like, thank you, Steven, for taking a chance on me, kind of thing,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy.
And why haven't you been returning my calls for 39 years? You bastard!
There we go, multi-ball.
I think Steven Spielberg would go, I've been busy. Not that I
I
don't
know
love
what
it.
you're talking about.
I keep having making these movies with Harrison Ford, and it's a lot of work
Yeah.
to get him out of bed in the morning. So
Well, he made a really interesting thing during his award speech that he's like, if you're a child actor and you make a big movie, you always wonder, did I peak, basically? Like, will I ever be able to do anything more than what I did as a child? And he just won a Golden Globe, so.
okay, we don't need to talk about Ready Player One.
Pretty
all right?
awesome, man.
So Ready Player One is not horrible. It's just not great. Let's just call a spade a spade. But yeah, no, there are
I
other
enjoyed
good
it.
Spielberg movies.
Extra ball is lit.
Extra ball, let's do that. It's first time tonight.
I mean, Spielberg gets a pass. He gave us Indiana Jones.
And I'm gonna.
Yeah,
try-
everyone has a flop.
Yeah, and he could do Indiana Jones and nothing else his entire career.
Let's go.
And we're good.
Better book. Ready Player One. I read very little, and I read
Yes.
Ready Player One and loved it.
Book is that Armada, yeah. Ugh, don't-
Ah, crap. Hey, shoot again though. It's not your turn, Jared.
Oh,
I have an extra ball.
I'm sorry, you're so good
Let me
at
go play.
pinball.
Let me play this ball. Yeah. I can't read CW. That's why I read. That's why I read as many of the chatting sentences as I can for people like CW who
So you
struggle
can't
to
read.
read.
Yeah. So the other now this is the hot take. So Ready Player One though, book to movie, both like books amazing, movies okay. It wasn't Ender's Game, all right, guys. Ender's Game
Ender's Game was good, yeah.
amazing book. The movie, ugh.
John, the more I see this pen, the more I want one. I would say, like, this is my view, and I'm not saying anything about George Gomez or any distributor or anything. I would tell people, like, wait, because
wait.
I do think it shoots well. I do like the combos. I do like the way it flows, but the code is just not there. So
Yes.
if the code gets there, and then that's a drawing factor, then yeah, get in on it. But I have no complaints with the physical layout of the game.
Yeah.
I do like the game.
So here's a question to Newsman and whatever you do, Joel. Is the holdup the license issues?
Yes.
Is that why the code's
Yes.
so bad?
Yes.
Yes.
So it just makes you wonder. Like, I want to know what the heck happened, because you know there's like good code, but it's all locked behind something that we're gonna find out in like 5 years of all the insanity of dealing with this license.
Well, it's like they have modes, but they don't have any wizard modes. They don't have any mini wizard modes. One of the things that I've heard is they have issues because they're separate movies, that they can't have
Yes.
multiple movie clips playing at the same time.
Yes.
Like they're trying to keep things. So that's my thing, is what's the big picture? Each one of these modes, that's what we've been doing all night, is basically just play a mode, play a mode, play a mode, play a mode. Maybe play a multi-ball. But it's like, what's the big picture? What's gonna seamlessly massage this all back together and make it a good time? Yeah. Do we really need to know if there's good? Yeah, it's
Layers of lawyer reviews and approvals.
yeah.
Yes. James Bond is historically been one of the craziest licenses of all
Yeah.
times, because it's Ian Fleming, and then there's like the Ian Fleming estate, and then MGM owns it, and
Well, now there's movie rights.
there's movie rights, and which
There we go. This is
It's
my
almost more
third-
complicated than it's worth, frankly. But I'm glad they're doing it because it's and it's a popular license, and they'd be crazy not to try. But oh my god, it's gonna take a long time.
I've heard it does very well on location.
Yep, I can
yeah.
see. Well, yeah, because people recognize it and they.
And as much as people give the artwork, they don't love it.
All right, so I'm in a mode,
Oh, we're
Yeah.
in
and if I hit up the middle, is it going to kill my mode? That should start a multi-ball, of course, but I don't hit it clean.
Come on,
There we go. So that should start a multi-ball, but did it kill my mode? Because this is what I'm talking about from a stacking standpoint. I think it did. And that sucks. The fact that you're telling me I can't bring a multi-ball into a mode.
But to me, from the on-location discussion, it makes sense because the art is classic Bond. It's Sean Connery.
Yeah.
And for the 80% of people that play a pinball machine on location, they don't care. They don't even know how to get in a mode on any game anyway. So
Yeah.
So I did talk to
Doesn't
one
matter.
arcade owner, and he said it is getting attention, but he hates that it doesn't say James Bond on the back glass because younger people don't know what Dr. No is. They don't realize
Right.
it's James Bond.
Yeah,
So-
that is a little strange.
Apparently, I completed that mode.
hey,
It's like the moment you start a multi-ball, the mode's done. There's no stacking. It's a recognizable theme. Yeah, to some, I don't know. I
And
mean,
even the topper, Joel, it doesn't say. It just says 007, right?
it
doesn't
does say
even
007.
Yeah,
So
but
that-
that doesn't even say James Bond.
well, I mean, but like I've heard that like the 007 moniker is
Oh,
an even stronger like
Oh,
trademark
that was my extra ball.
license
Than
than
James
James
Bond.
Bond. Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
So people know
What that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is up.
All right, Jared, you need 50 million
50
points.
million points. Strong start.
Any operators
Well-
out there that can? I mean, I do know most operators. The new game always gets plays, but I thought I heard on one of the podcasts at Electric Bat Arcade, which is a huge pinball arcade in not Australia, Arizona. They said it's like crushing right now.
Huh.
$1,000 price tag on the topper. Unfortunately, Sterling, I think you and I know that's probably where they're going to be at most toppers from here on out.
Oh, come on, give me the multi
Well,
ball.
and to Sterling's point, a little bit further back, Joel, did Sega have all these problems when they came out of GoldenEye? The games right now are so much more ambitious and involved than they ever have been.
Well,
The artwork is
Yeah.
more detailed. The video assets that they're trying to put in these things right now, the sound effects and callouts, like, the capabilities on these games are like you're dealing with a miniature computer in these things compared to what they had
yeah. Well,
back then. So
That's the thing, right? Because you're taking direct audio from the movie, direct video clips from the movie, while back in the DMD world, you're recreating all that audio, and the
Yeah.
video is all made with dots. Like,
yeah,
And honestly, from a licensing point of view, a single movie is easier than,
Super jackpot.
6? This is what 5 or 6.
yeah, they're
six,
combining all this.
And
Yeah,
this is early Bond too, where you get like the Ian Fleming and say like probably GoldenEye. There's just like MGM is making it, and they just pay one license for the name or something like that.
well, this one
Yeah.
obviously they focused on just the 6 Connery films, but the L160th apparently they have stuff from all eras of Bond.
which is
so we'll
crazy.
see.
Yeah.
They released the topper for $1,000. Yeah, $9.99. Yeah.
Okay, Joel, favorite Bond.
So
Favorite
yeah, so
Bond?
I think probably by my guess is kind of like summerish. We'll be up to a 1.0, I would hope by then.
Yeah.
But it could take another 4 to 6 months till they get kind of all the way there. Hopefully it's not that long, but it could be. I wouldn't be shocked if it was,
Yeah.
given the rate they're going at now.
Woody Allen is
His-
my favorite Bond.
Because they were at, I think, around 0.6 at Expo or something in that range. So now they're at 0.8.
Yeah. Then it went to
So that was November, December, January. That was 3 months to get 20% more.
Yeah. But it's
So,
here.
yeah.
Well, let's. Does this work?
Hey, full screen.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna call it there. It is midnight, but yeah, that was Bond I don't know. It's hard to. I can just do that. It's hard to. I don't know. In this game so far, I like the way it shoots. So this is the first time that you've played this game for more than 2 hours.
Yes.
So you like the way it shoots?
I would say it shoots, but it comes down to the like, now that I'm officially a TMNT, pro, Turtle Pro. Yeah, it just comes down to the like, it's hard to get. You just feel no momentum in the game. It's not like, oh, I did this, and now I'm in this mode and it's cool and I'm stacking up points. Like, it's, the guys that figure this out, they're like, oh, just hit super pops. Well, that's lame.
That's not fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's to me. It's just the game. I like the way it shoots. It is a challenging game. It's fast. The
Yes.
outlanes are brutal.
Yeah.
But once you find the shots and start to flow things together, not saying I did, but once you start to do that, it does feel good. I do think it shoots well, but the code is just right now. It's kind of, if Jared wasn't here or Craig wasn't here and I was just me in chat, I would probably be like, okay, I want to focus on trying to get this mode just to focus on it and then hit the right stop. But this
Is he saying we're holding him back, Jared? Because I'm getting that vibe that we're.
I like social
okay,
play.
so
Yeah.
Craig, this is my life, right? So when I don't show up, he's like, Jared, why didn't you show up? And then I show up, and it's just like, well, you stink at the game, Jared. Why are
That's
you
not
even
what
here?
I'm
You're
saying.
holding me back, and it's it's like, what do you want, man?
Yeah,
I could be playing Magic right
Exactly.
now.
Yeah, when you're here or when Craig's on, it's actual conversation. Otherwise, with chat, it's like me talking to myself in chat, but it's like, okay, guys, what do we want to focus on? And to be honest, we've seen everything in the game right now. Like, we've seen every henchman. We've seen every villain.
Yeah.
We've seen both multi-balls. And that's like, there's a few weapon modes I don't think I've played, or if I have, I've only played them a tiny bit. But that's it. Like, that's where we're at in the game.
Well, in my crazy thought too, and I'm wondering because there just seems to be like placeholder art going
there's
on
so much,
and
yeah.
placeholder animation, and I'm like, I
Tons.
just want Bond. Just give me all the Bond all the time. I just want Bond.
Mhm,
Just give me Bond walking down the street. I don't care.
Well,
just give me Bond.
That's when I interviewed George, he said that. He's like, what we're missing, sure, there's key parts of the game that are not in here. There are modes that are not here. There are wizard modes, all that stuff. But there's no polish. That's where we're at right now. There's no polish on the game right now to like make the game look great, sound great, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So my plan, I think right now is, so next Wednesday we'll be streaming again. We're going to be doing a Flipping Out with Friends. We'll be doing that, next Wednesday on this channel, on the YouTube channel. And then, so another chatting stream. And then the week after that, I have one more stream before I go to the Pinball Awards. And I probably will be taking this back to Zach and getting something else. So hopefully there's another code update between now and then so that I can play it a little more. But otherwise we'll play something else. I should have Jurassic Park by then.
Oh, get Stranger Things again.
Stranger Things was
do
great.
that. Let's
Stranger
do
Things
that
was
again.
awesome.
Yeah, that was fun.
But
Cool.
well, Craig, thank you so much for being on here tonight, man.
Hey guys,
Craig,
thanks so
shit.
much.
Nice
Yeah,
seeing
that was
you.
awesome, Jared.
And
Thanks,
everybody
Joel.
watching, this is the weird thing streaming on YouTube. I can't raid anybody, so I don't know what to tell you. Go to Twitch, see who else is playing, and play them. John, got to go mid-afternoon here, Australia. Awesome, love your themes, Joel. Keep up the great work, dude. Appreciate you, man.
Bluey's the best
Yes.
show ever. Thank you, Australia.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you for everybody that was here tonight, and come check us out next Wednesday when we do a chatting stream. So, all right, see you later.
Bye.
Awesome, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
See ya.
See ya.
Chat soon.